just watch the way Green Bay is getting started here. They're really crisp. There it is. You know, like they do in wrestling. Boom! There it is. Boom! Right there. That's a wham block. There it is. Throw me the money!
Morning, everybody. Time to wake and rake and win together. Got all my friends here on a championship Sunday. We got Cricket in the house, the genius. Ari's here. Producer Chris making everything work, shoveling the coal. We may or may not have Best Ball Mania finalist Andrew Robb. We may or may not have DFS champion from last night, AK from the Millie Goats. We had a nice showdown last night. It's just winners front to back. How's everybody? Ari, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm bringing a 37.1% ROI into this NFL season.
Good Lord.
So yeah, I just want to keep winning, and yeah, I felt pretty good after the Cowboys game last night after I called both the total and the spread.
Are you getting any cease and desist letters from casinos saying that you're dominating the market a bit too much?
No,
and you need to have a gaming license to be this good.
I wish. No, anyone could be this good. Just simply go and sign up for my free daily emails at ariocalista.com.
That's what I was just about to say. Cricket, you slept all day yesterday. You feel better?
I feel much better, man. I did. I went to bed about 8 o'clock Friday night, and I slept till like 1:30 yesterday. I missed y'all Super Football podcast and everything. So, but I'm well rested, man. I'm ready to go. I hope everybody else is doing good this morning too.
It was your football brain knowing that it had to hibernate for a bit.
It did.
Just be fresh.
It didn't want me to waste that money on Penn State early yesterday, so I slept in and didn't waste that money on them. So,
oh man, I almost live bet them yesterday, and I withheld. David, how you doing? You in some championship rounds, I hear.
Yes, sir. I'm in 4 today.
Wow.
Okay.
So all fantasy football questions could be directed to him.
Yeah, it's I did sneak through on a bigger league, that the championship for that one until next week on a technicality because he said an illegal lineup. But my other 4 I got in fair and square, no technicalities.
Nice. Look at this, Chris. The What I Had Heard Was podcast joining us this morning. We were on their podcast, like our first month or two. Awesome people. Go subscribe to that. I did not expect to see them in here this morning. So where should we? I mean, what? We have a football show. We have to talk about the worst call we've ever seen. Last night, Jared Goff tells Taylor Decker, go report to the referee. 68 walks over to the ref. 70 walks with him, I assume, to confuse the Cowboys and disguise what they're doing. Ref, after the game, lies and says that 70 reported, but 68 didn't. I watched the tape. They score the 2-point conversion. He catches the ball. A full 30 seconds go by before they throw that flag. What did you think of that, Cricket?
Man, I already thought that game was over. I was already like adding the records in my head. I thought the Cowboys had lost that thing and everything. Then I just hold the phone and they come out, they pull this flag out of the stands or something. Like the lady that threw it, it was a female referee that threw it, and she was like apologizing for throwing it or something. She's like, I'm sorry, I threw the flag. And it was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then they had the false start, then the offsides and all. That was a crazy little sequence of plays right there, man. But yeah, I don't know. I think they missed that one, bro.
You got to listen to the universe, right, Ari? When it tells you not to just kick the ball, dude. You get pushed back. Then you get a full, they get an offsides on them. This is the universe saying just kick the ball and go to overtime, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem here is, that I'm a numbers girl, right? I mean, everyone knows I stick to the numbers. I don't like to put a lot of my own personal opinions into the game, but the numbers are just showing I feel like these refs need to be full-time refs. Like this needs to be your full-time job. And last night in this game, the ref, I just looked into him a little bit. He's working full 4 jobs, and all together. Let me just.
They're usually lawyers for some reason.
Lawyers are. I dated a girl one time, and her dad is on the top ACC crew. He's the white hat, and all of those guys are like pharmacists or lawyers or doctors. They have really important jobs that they do the rest of the time. They all just fly in and meet each other on a Friday night somewhere. So yeah, I'm with you. I think they should have to be held a little bit more accountable. focus on this stuff a little more.
I mean, let's talk
Accountability
about
is
this.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
actually writing. I wrote some of this down for my morning email that I'm going to be putting out after this show. And let's just talk real quick about Brad Allen. Aside from being an NFL ref, he is
And why does he look 14 for the last 10 years?
beyond his looks, he is the director of the NC North Carolina Senior Games, CEO of a nonprofit, and he's a clinic leader, and booking supervisor for the Southern Officials Association. So I think he might just not be paying attention at the moment. He's got plenty of other stuff going on. And just looking at the numbers specifically, all of the NFL players together in a group will earn a combined $8 billion plus in 2023, which means on average $2.8 million per player. The refs in total are earning $24 million total in 2023, meaning that on average each referee is earning $205,000 a year. Well, the commissioner is going to make $100 million this year, and he's already closing in on $750 million with his current tenure. So, like,
Wow.
doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, the numbers are telling me that why aren't we just hiring full-time refs?
Well, I mean, if you're making $200K a year, that's pretty good money. I don't know why you need to do anything else, you know?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money to us, but when everyone else is, I mean, when the commissioner, when one guy's earning $100 million a year and all of the referees are making $200,000, so they're working all these other,
that's a fair point.
Part-time jobs, full-time jobs. Like, this is not their full-time job. This is their part-time job. So,
and
peel some off, Goodell, and hire these motherfuckers full-time. Then they get full-time accountability.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You could take just part of the commissioner's salary, and I mean, then you have a bunch of full-time refs.
I bet there's 15 slush funds in the NFL. They could choose one of those to pull from.
Yeah. And absolutely.
I know.
And they pay Roger Goodell all that money to be a dipshit.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. All he is a bulletproof vest for the owners.
Yeah.
And that's why he gets paid whatever.
Hey, that guy was like, that one fucking intern kid in Jacksonville was like 20 million in before they even noticed $1 was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that guy's the worst DFS player ever.
Yeah.
He really
but
is.
they're, he's not as bad as their accountant.
I read an article on that, and they were talking about that guy. They were like, this guy kind of burst onto the scene because he started playing all these big, high-priced contests, 20, 30,000 to enter and stuff. And they were like, we couldn't believe how terrible this guy was. He would buy entries at like $5,000 entries and not even set a lineup.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you're using
because it's not your money. That's a perfect goddamn example of what not your money means.
Why wouldn't you take some of that money and at least like pay a service to tell you what to do?
Yeah, like that's what they were talking about. Like they literally got on everybody's radar because he was playing in such high price contests, but he was playing them so terribly. They were like, they had people seeking him out to play him like heads up contests for like 25. They were like, hey, we need to play this guy. We got to play this guy. He's just giving money away. So yeah, he became infamous real quick.
This is a dangerous question to ask me, Facebook user. Pitts or Dalton Schultz in the tight end spot today for the championship? Kyle Pitts had a hell of a game last week. Heineke's back there again. In Chicago, let me check how good Chicago is against tight ends.
Bro,
Chicago Bears, they're pretty bad. 63 yards on 7 receptions per game on average, 0.7 touchdowns per game they're giving up to tight ends.
Don't listen to E-Dot. That's not Pitts. Tight ends doesn't equal Pitts, right? So sometimes you have a tight end that's good that may bring the average up, but then sometimes you get a tight end that's bad that might bring the average down.
You're saying guys way better than Kyle Pitts are the reason this number is high. That does track.
What do you think on this one, David? Lay it on us. Which one's he starting right here? Schultz or Pitts?
Does like Pitts.
Yeah, I'm going Schultz. Pitts has, he gave you his 1 week of greatness and potential, and we all know Arthur Smith don't play the hot hand. He's going to go somewhere else. He doesn't know how to coach.
That's true. He does not.
I can't.
He also has Allen and Mahomes. He's going with Josh Allen. I like that. Favored by 14. You should run around a little bit.
Yeah, you
Patriots are
can't trust
bad.
Patrick Mahomes right now, man. That offense got all
No.
kinds of problems. The locker room seems to have all kinds of problems. Everybody playing bad. Everybody pouting out there, making too many State Farm commercials. You can't trust Patrick Mahomes right now, man.
Dude, he's going to lose his mind tonight when he sees the ball drop. He's like, I can't with these anymore.
Nope.
I do have Mahomes as one of my props today.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, Mahomes over 20.5 rushing yards.
ooh, okay.
Yeah, this is the kind of game he's going to run in. I like it. Oh, Kamish wants Coach on here to apologize over America's team. Their Miami feud is heating up. Chuck says he just looked it up. You are correct. Refs make a flat rate of 205 per year, roughly. Well, I'll gladly study football year round and travel all around the country and call games for that.
That's what I'm saying. Sign me up for that, man.
I'll
just
do it
saying,
for half.
$205K a year. I promise you, I'll have every rule memorized. I'll know exactly what's going on at all times for $205K a year.
Listen,
Yes.
I have my foot in the door. I am licensed to coach or to referee soccer in Ohio.
So
That's
right
Nice,
there.
bro. Hey,
You got to start somewhere.
that's absolutely going up, man. Going up.
They needed extra refs. I was already a coach for 2 different teams, and they were like, "Well, we need refs. So if you're not coaching during these games, you should learn how to ref too."
I feel like we'll see you on a World Cup pitch before we know it, man.
Will
Hey,
says
they're
they're
coming
about
to the US
43
next
makeup
time.
calls deep. I know that this guy who made that call last night was the same guy who missed the MVS pass interference in the Kansas City Green Bay game. But
I just think these guys are too distracted. Like, you can't be working 4 other jobs
No.
and be a referee. Like, just
It's
be a
like the
full-time
referees,
referee.
that's like a club that they're in the NFL referee club. Is that like a good old boys club? It's kind of what they're in. Like it's not
Yeah.
that I would think with as much money that is involved in every aspect of the NFL, not just gambling, but the whole thing, that they would have a full-time referees. That doesn't make sense to me. Is basketball the same way?
I mean, most referees, it's like that, man. They have lives. They live all week long, and then I don't know. Basketball is probably a little tougher because you're doing multiple games a week, so you're probably.
You know what you should be doing all week long if you're an NFL ref? Running fucking simulated games, you motherfuckers. All for 8 hours a day, 5 days goddamn week, just like fucking we do. If we're not fixing heat and air, we're training how to fix heat and air. It ain't like we just go fucking stop working.
Yeah. And like you said, the jobs they have too are pretty important jobs. They're like doctors and lawyers, so it's not like they can just like neglect those jobs.
Yes.
There's only so much time in the day.
You might even be thinking about that case while you're on the field trying to ref a game.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! If I don't get this guy off, I'm gonna get whacked.
Well,
I mean, I
first
still
I'm
think
like,
if they got paid just a little bit more, I mean, if they need enough money, they wouldn't be taking these other jobs.
exactly. That's 100%. Let me tell you, we watched that shit in like slow motion, like how you missed that call. But I used to be like, man, you got to give these refs some fucking room. These NFL is fast. They play fucking fast. They're fast creatures in the NFL. But fuck them. They're part-time. You motherfuckers. I thought you guys, I'm trying to give you grace. You're just over here doing this as a guy, like a fucking, like you're ice fishing on the weekends. But our whole lives are built around this.
Getting paid real good to go sit in that little hut on the ice too, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Facebook says a lot of PI calls were missed last night. I was watching that game thinking this might be the best officiated game of the year. They're letting them play. They're calling the ones they have to call, and then they absolutely botched
I'm a little
it at the
old
end.
school, Ari genius when I'm watching a game. I don't want to see a PI flag every other play. Like put it in your fucking pocket. But whenever it starts to get inside that 5-minute mark before in the fourth and shit starts to matter, like then I want you to call it that. But I don't know. See, I'm gonna bitch either way. Maybe I'm not good for this.
Craig Lennox, possibly your number one appreciator of the newsletter. Hi from Canada. Glad to know that there is still a Canada this morning. You play Zay Flowers instead of Ridley. What do you think, David?
Absolutely. No Trevor Lawrence. I think Zay Jones is banged up again, as always. Throw in Zay Flowers.
That's not bad.
Classic Zay Jones.
Do you like Nate Brown today with the Texans against Tennessee, right? Is that
Absolutely.
Brown?
Listen, Noah Brown has been fantastic when he doesn't have to step up and be the number one. With Nico Collins back, Noah Brown should eat.
I like Noah Brown. Yeah.
He's a large dude.
I have him today for one of my props too. Over 43
really?
and a half receiving yards.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That helps me.
Yeah, there's some
That
random wide
helps me.
receivers who are going to get a chance today, like KJ Osborne, maybe.
Gabe Davis. Do we like Gabe Davis?
Rondé Moore. Gabe Davis scares me.
Here's the problem. I'm going to sit here and talk myself into doing some dumb shit and benching like Chris Olave for Brown because we like Brown. But I never told you that there was actually a better option.
Joker says, good luck in your championships. Everyone, his path is clear. So he's asking questions for his opponent. No.
Hey, I like that. Let's dissect the enemy's team. I'm into that.
Who are you more afraid of? DeAndre Hopkins going back to Houston with Will Levis chucking the ball with nothing to lose, or T. Higgins down in KC, where I think he's done pretty well. I'm going to check.
Jamar Chase out?
I believe so.
Jamar Chase is going to try to play. He wants to anyway, but they said that it won't be announced till warm-ups.
You got to figure then even he's probably not going to be 100%, so they probably get more of the.
I mean, he's been talking shit all week. He wants to. He's ready. He wants to come in and do it, but he's going to give it till warm-ups.
Yeah, just have to see. It'd probably be cold out there too, so it's not like you can get just all warmed up, ready to go, and everything. Probably be
it's like 36.
Yeah, so it's gonna be real hard to get warmed up and just geared up, ready to go in that thing. That kind of weather right there.
Yep. Zeke or Devin Singletary? I like Devin Singletary this week, maybe a little more than I should, because it is the Titans. But he's forcing so many missed tackles. Like, the guy is shiftier than ever before.
Is Simmons playing for Tennessee? Because if Simmons is playing for Tennessee and that interior defensive line right there, if he's playing, that makes that front seven a lot more solid. And that run defense gets a lot better if he's in there. But he's been out the last couple of weeks, and you really see some holes in that front seven if he's not there. So that would help me determine that. If that guy's playing, I'd be more careful with Singletary. But if he's not, man, I think Singletary will run through him like butter.
Yeah, Simmons is critical. I don't see him on the Titans practice report. He was borderline IR a few weeks ago, though.
And with nothing for the Titans really to play for at that point, do you rush a guy like that back and, risk hurting him more? Or you just kind of limp to the end of this thing here?
That's true. You need that dude going forward.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yep. Jeffrey Simmons' season's over as he goes on IR. So he is not playing today. He was placed on injured reserve last week.
So I like Singletary then. Playing at home. Right there, you got Zeke on the road at Buffalo. Buffalo probably wanting to get a little revenge on that game from earlier in the season there where they kind of let it slip away. They had all the control in that game and then just let it slip away in the fourth quarter.
I kind of think Buffalo – I kind of think the Patriots cover, but Buffalo wins. I think Buffalo, will be looking to next week.
Yeah, I feel like 14 points is a lot of points in that game. For a division game right there with a team that's already – I mean, I know how bad the Patriots are, but it's weird. These teams that their fan bases want them to lose seem to find crazy ways to win.
Yep.
Ari's on the cannabis. And so is Chuck, I believe. You really add a wonderful aesthetic to the show. My only question really on defense, am I crazy for going Panthers over Steelers in a 16-team dynasty? Those are literally the only two options he has. Steelers on the road in Seattle. I kind of like the Panthers defense today. They're the cheapest one in DFS.
I don't think you're that crazy, man. I really don't. That
think
Panthers
you're
defense
crazy.
is good. Yeah, that Panthers defense is good. And probably no Trevor Lawrence today, right?
There's no Trevor Lawrence. I did pick the Panthers to win that game. The only thing I will say is the Steelers game is supposed to have a 85% chance of rain.
Ooh.
That could be a defensive game. A lot of fumbles, drop passes that turn into interceptions, whatever.
Right, gonna be ugly.
No Trevor Lawrence, but we do have Lionel. How you doing this morning, sir?
What up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Merry Christmas, belated Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's Eve, man.
Hey,
that
same
is
to you, sir. Same to you.
So I'm expected to do a whole NFL Sunday, and then a Packer game after that, and then a New Year's Eve. I don't think I can do that. I'm still going to be in bed at 10.
Yeah, but you'll be up by 3, raring to go, man.
That's my problem. I woke up at 10 to 5 this morning with no alarm. I just can't. My body is programmed. Too many
You're a machine,
years on
man.
this first shift.
Yeah, don't
Plus
you usually get up daily by 3:30 or stuff like that? Like you got to be out the door by that time. usually?
Yeah, 3:05 on work days. It's rough.
The man's
It's
been
rough
on
out here
vacation
these
for
first
2
6
weeks and can't sleep past 5 a.m., bro.
Every pro here in Vegas is on the Panthers. That tells me the defense is probably a solid start. They're really messing up the Bears' draft pick. Got enticed with a few others to move to the new Durango sports book. Ari, this place is incredible. Makes Circa look anemic. Now, hang on. I got to see something like that.
I've seen a few pictures of it, and
That's
my God, this is on
blasphemy,
my
Chuck.
2024 bucket list places to go. I want to go so bad. It looks beautiful.
The Durango?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Stevens look anemic?
Look at the sports book. It is so cool. I mean, seriously,
I
just
want to check it out. Okay,
look it up right now.
Stadium swim is like the 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, Circa, it has like 2 stories of screens, but when I've had some friends go over to the Durango, and it's like, oh my God, like that is the bar that I want to sit at. I mean, there are just screens all over it. There's screens outside. There's screens all over the walls.
Where is Durango, Ari?
Yeah, where is that?
This is gonna sound crazy. It's actually off of Durango. There's a street in Vegas that goes for like 20 miles called Durango. So it's off of the strip, but it's nice for locals to like not be always on the strip. Like we don't really like driving to the strip.
Is it closer to Fremont Street or closer to the new strip? Or new strip, but whatever
I think it's
Fremont
closer
Street to the strip.
I'd probably say it's you know what? Let me look this up so I could not give you incorrect information.
I love Fremont Street, man.
Yeah, that's
once they put that deal over it, now you can like do the skydive.
Yeah, great stuff, man. It always has a good time.
It used to be a little bit gangster, we had fun down there, but it wasn't like where you took the kids. But now it is.
Put it this way, guys.
This is what I thought. It's like all the way off of. It's all the way like by Summerlin. So
by Summerlin. Yeah, it's
Spring
not
Valley.
Even by the
I've been to Vegas 5 times.
Diamond area.
Yeah,
I've been to Vegas 5 times, and I don't remember a single bit of every single visit because I didn't go to gamble. I went to like drink my ass off.
Ladies of the night
party. That's what I used to do, man. Especially when I moved down here to Miami, bro. It was insane. We would leave like Thursday, 12 o'clock, get back Sunday morning. I mean, and it was like I was even there one Super Bowl weekend. It was out of control.
Not sleep the whole time. I get it, man. I get it.
I've been to the Grand Canyon, helicopter ride and stuff like that, hungover. From like not even 1 hour sleep, straight from the casino, straight from the bar, and I'm like, wow, dude, talk about being hungover on a helicopter. That is like one of the worst.
So you feel bad enough you actually want to jump out of the helicopter.
You know what's always crazy to me when I see those people pass by on the buses? Like I like to hang out in the whole Boulder City area sometimes, even though like I was born and raised in Summerlin, which is totally across town, but I like to see these groups of people and they come in like the bus loads. And I mean, there's like multiple buses. There's like huge buses. And these people like after probably partying all night in Vegas, like get up at 5 a.m. to go hike across the Grand Canyon.
Dude.
And they love it. And I'm like, whoa, like I've never been to the Grand Canyon and I've lived there.
I couldn't hike, man. I the one time I've been there, we it was like 8 o'clock in the morning because you take a helicopter ride, you land right in the middle of the Grand Canyon, you have lunch or whatever. I'm like, dude, when is this helicopter gonna land? And when is this fucking pilot gonna shut the fuck up? Because he's driving me nuts talking about the deers and the elks and the wildlife and this guy. I'm like, dude, I'm ready to throw up all over your damn helicopter.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just need another shot, bro. I need some hair of the dog or something.
I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, what's the Bloody Mary, dude? Where's the freaking Bloody Mary at, dude? It's like I need to get going. Those were my 20s, man. 20s and early 30s.
See, I think there just needs to be a stand selling alcohol right as you get to the Grand
Yep,
Canyon.
absolutely.
And maybe some of the T-shirts that I've
Well,
been printing and stuff too.
They gave us like champagne, but that shit ain't gonna work.
Well,
Champagne's
they shouldn't be allowed to serve breakfast out there without mimosas on deck at all times, at least.
No.
At least.
But it was a great experience.
Oh, sorry.
Championship RB question. He messed up not playing Brees Hall this past Thursday. Needs a flex player. Choices are Kamara, Potato.
Is Kamara gonna play?
Smith, Devonta Smith, or Devon Achane. Ooh, Achane is the ballsy play. I think if you're behind, if you're projected to lose, Achane is probably the way to go. But I'm not in multiple championships, so let's ask David.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that against this Ravens defense. I'd go with Devonta Smith.
Yeah, against the Cardinals. I like it.
They got a high total in that game. They're probably going to score some points. You figure he had a good game last week. Finally got in the end zone right there. So yeah, I think Devontae Smith's probably who you go with. Even with Raheem out, like David said, that Ravens defense is solid, bro. They'll hit you in the mouth right there, real physical. And I don't know that I see the Dolphins offense really clicking on all cylinders today. So I don't know if it matters which running back you play right there.
Sounds like it's wild in those Durango streets. About 3.5 hit and runs per night. Or New Year's Eve. It's probably normally 0.5, but tonight it's 3.5.
No, it's usually like normally like 1 in Vegas. Like there's way too many.
God, so if you set it at 1.5, that's the number. 1.5 is the number to set it at right there.
Everybody
Speaking
walks
this,
and too many people drive drunk.
Yeah, but on New Year's Eve, you have all of the people who've moved to Vegas from like out of town, and they all think they could drive drunk.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's not just in Vegas; it happens here in South Florida too.
That's hard to say. Yeah,
I could attest to that.
They get too comfortable in Vegas. They let them do too much stuff, man.
Everybody likes to party too much down in South Beach. Everybody thinks, hey, let's go to South Beach for New Year's and then let's get hammered. And then, you're not going to get back home safely because, you're driving 40 minutes away.
Just Uber. Just Uber.
Red light's optional. Just look both ways. Speaking of that Cardinals-Eagles game, we're a few minutes deep into the show. We should probably talk about these football games. Cardinals getting 12.5, going to Philadelphia. Total is 48. I was looking at these Philadelphia Eagles, and they did win a couple games by double-digit points. I think Tampa Bay and somebody else. But other than that, I took the rest of their wins minus those two and averaged them out, and it's only 5.5 points, average margin of victory. I think they got some issues in the locker room, on the field. Cardinals, Kyler Murray, hungry to show out for his next job. If he goes out there and has a great game or even beats the Eagles, he'll have a many more opportunities next year for more money. Am I crazy? I like these points with the Cardinals. I took them in the contest, Cricket.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about this one. The Eagles, like you said, I think it was Tampa Bay and then the Dolphins. That's who they got by double digits right there. Yeah, they beat them, and they look good in that game. But this feels like, is Kyler Murray going to play? I know he's had some illness stuff going on this week too. But you're right. I mean, it's kind of an audition for him. He's one of those guys like Justin Fields, really playing for his next contract, looking for his next landing spot. And this would be a good one to do it in. Go on the road to Philly right there when they're trying to compete for the number 1 overall seed. You go up there and get a win, man. That's a good little audition tape. He might can even sit down next week, not even play. But I know he's had an illness thing going all week long. And I don't know. I keep waiting on these Eagles to turn it back on. But 12 does seem like a lot of points to me. I don't know. This is probably a stay away for me, man. I can't figure this game out.
I like the under. If I was going to bet this game, I'd probably go to total points under 48.
Okay.
Depending on how Arizona is going to play, if Kyler is not going to play, and who's going to be who's the backup these days in Arizona?
What is his name? From
I know
Houston, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is it, David?
Clayton Tune.
Clayton Tune. Yeah, there we go.
The Batoon guy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I were to touch this game, I think I just stay with the total. I'd probably go under.
This game's interesting because it opened up at minus 8.5. And since then, I mean, it pushed out to minus 9.5 on level 5 money on Arizona money. And then it moved to, minus 12, but now it's on level 2 money, but it's Joe money. In my opinion. So I think the line is pushing out towards Eagles, so Vegas is kind of backing the Eagles, but they did back the Eagles a couple of times already this year, and the Eagles have
They
let
did this
them
last
down.
week, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. The Eagles have already let Vegas down. Vegas is still backing them. I think there's a lot of poor coaching and dissension on the Eagles side, and I think the total is kind of dead just because it's not moving, even though it went from level 3 to level 2 money on the under, but Vegas isn't budging.
You got any props you're looking at in this one, Ari?
Yeah, I like Hurts under 36.5 passing completions.
Yep.
And I like Greg Dortch under 31.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Okay.
I like it. The Facebook users, time to give up on Kelsey, thinking of playing McBride. I do like McBride over 66.5 receiving yards today. I also think Jalen Carter gets a sack in this game. The Cardinals have been giving up that middle pressure all season long. I've been looking at Kyler's sacks and Clayton Tune's sacks, and it's a lot of defensive tackles getting them. I think Jalen Carter wants to finish strong. Maybe he bursts through. But what do you think about this Kelsey McBride situation, David? Would you do something so insane?
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy, and I this is probably the bad week for it because they're facing, I want to say, the worst team against tight ends in the league in the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals are bad.
Well, yeah, especially against the tight ends. But
I mean,
McBride,
Evan Ingram absolutely cooked him a couple weeks ago.
Yep, but McBride is, I mean, especially with Hollywood Brown out, he's the only real target over there for Kyler Murray today. So, I mean, even just volume alone, if it's a PPR league, I'd probably say McBride.
Let me ask you this, David. Are we looking at McBride going forward into maybe next season, some dynasty leagues, some keeper leagues and stuff? Is he going to be able to maintain this kind of – he's had some pretty good weeks the last couple of weeks, but it's because he is kind of the only option in that passing offense right there. Is he somebody we can look at going forward maybe next year?
So the only issue I have with – I mean, I like him going forward, but I temper the expectations because, that's – even last year when Kyler Murray was throwing to him before he got hurt, Kyler Murray was relying on him. We have no idea who's going to be the quarterback there next year, who's going to be throwing to him, if they're going to have that same connection. No clue.
Mm-hmm. Chuck says he had a dream Mariota was playing, and he was a hero. So, I mean, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Rashee Rice could put up 100 and a touchdown. I think today is the day that Marvin Mims puts up 100 yards.
Are we still doing that? Are we still doing the Marvin Mims thing? That's
Marvin Mims is my new Kyle Pitts. Okay,
Hey, Marvin's Mims was never him. That's what I want to say.
That's cute. Okay.
Y'all got me on that
That guy
Kool-Aid a
snowed.
couple of times already
He
this year.
snowed
I'm not
everybody.
drinking that anymore.
He snowed everybody, dude. I'm telling you, just like the Dallas Cowboys did a couple of weeks.
Dominated
last week
the Big
against them,
12.
man.
64 yards last week. It's all coming together like a fine pot of chili.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Hurts aggravating an injury the Eagles have been hiding. Maybe
He's been hurt all year long.
Something's going on with him, and they just keep shoving him through the line. So that explains the subpar play almost all season.
That
Yeah,
injury is
I
no
agree
secret.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, subpar.
I just do not trust the Philadelphia Eagles, especially to cover a 2-digit number. Falcons at Bears. I mean, they might not even score 10 points in this game. It's Bears -3, I guess, just because they're at home in the cold. Over under of 38. Cricket, is this the kind of game you love to go under?
I actually don't, man. I've actually watched this line creep up all week, and I actually think this one's going over right here. I've seen it, I saw it as low as 37.5 in some spots earlier, but it's crept all the way up to 39 now over on DraftKings. It just feels like one of those weird spots. I want to know what Ari says about the money where it's been coming in, but I think this game's going over. It's a weird one that looks disgusting, but I think it's going over.
Yeah, the money is totally dead on this game. Honestly, there was a little bit of money on the over earlier on in the week, and it just kind of disappeared. There was level 2 money on the Chicago spread, and that has since disappeared. So to me, Vegas isn't making any big significant moves since the opening numbers that they came out with, and the money isn't either.
We got playoff implications for the Atlanta Falcons, so that doesn't mean shit because their quarterback play sucks. Kind of scares
They
me a
have
little
Kyle
bit.
Pitt. Did they have Kyle Pitts though?
Yeah, I mean,
They
they got,
do.
yeah, Kyle has
Wow.
been finding.
They got a shot.
do.
A chip
I'm
in
not
a
letting
chair.
y'all suck me back
Exactly.
into this
No,
Kyle Pitts bullshit.
don't do
Don't
it.
you do it to me.
Don't
Don't make
do
me
it.
start
Exactly.
doing this again. I've lived this
It's-
life for 3 years now. Don't do this to me again.
It's Drake London's team, bro. All right, and Kyler Murray is gonna be playing there next year or some shit like that.
Ooh,
The,
that'd be dirty.
So, or Justin Fields. You know what I mean? That's kind of what we got to
I
look
think
at.
either
eventually.
one would be upgrading that offense.
It is an upgrade. I could play quarterback, and I'm an upgrade in that team. All right, put it that
DJ
way.
Moore ankle injury. He's completely off the injury report, but Mooney is out with a concussion, and Komet is a game time decision. I would not be surprised if Komet doesn't play. A lot of unknowns in that game. Greg says it'd be worth leaving Hurts in, or do you think Purdy? Do you want to play Purdy or Hurts? That's what I got out of that. I think Hurts gives you the rushing
Yeah.
upside. However,
Yeah.
Purdy going out to Washington against arguably the easiest team to throw points on, footballs against.
Will dropped a stat the other day on the game like this. It was like when a team was a 6-point or more favorite the week before, but lost by double digits. The next week when they go on the road as a double-digit favorite, they've covered
like
5-0. Yeah, average like 31 points a game or something like that. And I was like, well, that stat's undefeated, never lost. So I guess I got to go with the 49ers in this one.
Yeah, how had the Niners covered usually after a loss? Weren't after they lost those 3 games. All of a sudden, they were like just lighting up the scoreboard afterwards during the 6-game winning streaks. Weren't they pretty good against the spread? I'm just throwing that
I feel
out
like
there
it feels
if you
that
guys know.
way. It feels like they've bounced back other than that little 3-game skid there. And I think they got to play. They're playing for their 2 MVPs today too. They're going to try to light that scoreboard up with Purdy and McCaffrey, man, because they know. I think it's going to boil down to whoever has the best last game as far as that MVP goes, and they kind of want to put those guys on showcase today.
Hey, listen, I'm rooting McCaffrey, bro. 3 weeks ago, I think when you and I did a show, right after that, I put a little bit on plus 4,000 there for McCaffrey. So,
I actually have McCaffrey as one of my props today too.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I think.
Yeah, I like McCaffrey over 17.5 rushing attempts.
Okay.
Yep, he's going to do everything today. I think you see Christian McCaffrey throw a touchdown this afternoon.
Oh,
yeah, I think most of the NFL professionals in Las Vegas are playing the 49ers today, but I'm just watching and waiting because I feel like the spread is really big right now at -14. The spread's a little too big, but the 49ers definitely have something to prove today.
What's the money doing on the total? Because I feel like every week I watch these 49ers games continue to go over, and I'm like, why am I not betting the over in a 49ers game every single week right here? And it scares me away because that defense. No money at all on the total?
No money, no.
Because it's high up there, 49.5.
Man, I knew there'd be money there. God, I got that wrong. See, we need to do like 2 seasons with Ariel, then we'll start to figure this out.
Figure it out.
Yeah. I'm still wrong.
Join my free email list. I post some money every day. Where it's going, where the pros and the Joes are.
That's right.
At arielclista.com. It's not in here, but
it is. Hang on.
There we go.
There it is.
Is Hurts
what?
More
Hey, what do
rushing
you
upside?
just real quick while Eric's looking some stuff up? Ariel, what do you print? You're printing T-shirts? Did I hear that right? I thought I heard that.
Yeah, you did hear that right. Oh my gosh, I should bring you some of the shirts that I just printed. They look beautiful, and I have this new technology too. So it's actually printing like on gold, so it's shiny and it's like jewel tones, and it's a totally brand new technology that just really like started taking over the apparel industry this year. So I'll bring you some of the shirts that I do because I'm printing all of the shirts for the Whalers. And I also started printing some shirts for my friend who's a coach for Olympic track runners. So I designed a bunch of shirts for him, and he gave me the same. So I designed a shirt. So the shirts, I just got them yesterday. They look beautiful. I was going to do a TikTok video about it, but I just kind of didn't have time. I'm going to post it today, but I'll bring some down and show it to you. Here, just give me a second. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll use that opportunity to bring in DFS champion, AK from the Millie Goats.
My man. What's up, brother?
Billy.
I thought of a great pun last night, and I messaged you, and then you said, hey, we need TJ Hawkinson. I'm like 4 points off number 1 here, and I said, all right. I threw some vibes behind it, and I don't know. TJ Hawkinson absolutely put the team on his back at that point.
Laporta.
Yeah, Laporta.
Yeah,
I was like, TJ Hawkinson hit from that ACL already?
Nope.
What is he, Aaron Rodgers?
That's what I was thinking. I
mean, they're clones of each other.
They really are.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, can we get some shirts about refs and ISIS are the same?
Yep. I think
I want
so.
something like that.
Yes. What's up, Will?
We
Hey,
did
Will.
it. You had a big win
did
last
it?
night, okay? Tell us about it.
We
What?
did it.
Yep.
We took
Talk
down a
about it.
showdown. First out of
No way.
119,000.
Bro, that's
How much?
big time.
119,000.
Well, lay that
On
lineup
the-
on us. What was that lineup, man?
That was CeeDee Lamb as the
118,900
captain.
people were not as good.
Exactly.
CeeDee Lamb. Boy, that's a
CeeDee
good
Lamb
captain.
with Dak Prescott, Brandon Cooks, Brandon Aubrey, and then brought back with Sam Laporta and Jamison Williams.
Wow.
Let's go, bro.
Wow.
CD
Hundred-
Lamb,
Jameson
boy.
Williams.
CD
100
Lamb.
I didn't enter into the millie because I've been doing a $1.20 max in the showdowns. And let me tell you what, it was when you play showdowns and DraftKings, like it's never over. So the entire end of that
Nope.
game, I would like to thank Mike McCarthy for being a complete buffoon and continuing to throw
Yes.
continuing to throw the football when you're up. And then I would like to thank the referees for completely botching the end of the game miserably.
Ref's a terrorist.
Yes. And that's what allowed me to get the win.
Well, I bet you were on the edge there with that whole
Oh,
like
man.
oh,
Amon-Ra
plays at the
scored
end.
that touchdown, and it didn't
Oh.
even matter.
It did.
I thought you were cooked.
I was like, you gotta be kidding me that this is how it's gonna go down. I'm on Ross St. Brown, but then I kept checking because it's happened to me like 3 times where it's like 30 seconds left in the game, boom, something happens. You go from winning
Yeah.
10,000 to like 200, which is still
You
nice.
got to keep
but
refreshing too, dude. Refresh,
Yes.
refresh, and
So,
see because
so
it
what you?
changes.
So did you get a big? Did you hit a big payout?
$700 off a $1
Badass.
lineup.
Man,
Hell
that's
yeah.
awesome. That's a lick, bro.
Bad.
That's a lick.
That's
That is
awesome.
a win.
The win is more important. Like winning one of
Yes.
those things is
Yeah.
so elusive. Like
Oh,
the
yes.
win one was pretty cool.
Hey, you got to get some of those extra coins. You know what I mean? The extra points, the DraftKings. You got to get a shitload of
Yep.
free games now, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're always decided by like fractions of a point and stuff.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. You
It is
definitely have
wild.
to,
That
like,
last-
even if I
That
won
last
one,
40
I'd have to wait
seconds
30
never
minutes.
goes in my favor.
The best I've done in those has been, I think it's been $100, and I've been, it's like a roller coaster ride. All of a sudden, you're like number 2 or number 3, and you hit ones like with 10 minutes left in the game, and boom, you go down to like 100 or 50.
Oh, I realized real
Yeah.
quick I had no business putting in $20 lineups.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
It's, cricket, you're right. It could be like 30 minutes after the game, and a 0.3 changes to a 0.2, and everything switches.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like I said, I don't feel good till I wake up the next morning and see that money in the account.
I waited to post everything until I saw it was actually over. Like,
awesome. Yeah, because some
It
of
was-
the technicalities, right, where they do the recount of some
Yeah.
points. Oh, there was a fraction of this because it was in a yard
And
or
that
whatever the case
shit
may be.
counts.
Boom, they'll fuck you over.
Yep.
And I'm going to
Yeah.
destroy my house if they
Yeah.
cost me one of those off taking points away from me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those decimals will get you.
so if
All
I
right,
entered the
Ari,
first-
did you find some shirts?
I did.
Yes, I saw a stack of them.
I brought
me
a
see
stack
one.
of them. This is the new gold foil technology.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
I like that.
Yeah, that's sharp.
Yeah, it's
Did
really
you- yeah.
shiny too. So
Yeah,
it looks like real gold. It really stands out.
ASAP Rocky over there.
There we
Gold
go.
all in my
Oh,
watch.
perfect. This is one run like you stole it.
Ooh, I like that.
I
Nice.
love
I
it.
like that
I
too.
like that.
Run the day.
Dang, y'all got it going on.
Yeah, this is nice. This is like a heavier crew neck. Mind over miles. Because all of his athletes, all of my friends' athletes are
Okay.
Olympic track runners.
Oh, no
Um,
big deal.
Yeah, so this is Run with Purpose.
So who is this? What
Yeah,
company?
that was
is this
me when I
from?
got to this country.
Huh?
What is this company now? Who is this?
Oh, this is my company, Quantum
Okay.
Collective. We're printing all of these shirts.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this one I designed too. Run your own race.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
I like that one.
And then this one I think you guys are going to love. This one is so cool. And it's a hoodie too.
Ooh.
This is
Oh,
Find
yeah,
Your
I do like that.
Strong.
I like
Ooh,
that.
that's nice. That's
It's a
nice.
heavy hoodie, so it's really like high quality and it just
Okay.
looks
We
so
can order
good.
those on your website too.
They're on the website.
They're not up yet.
Okay.
These
But
were
they will
just some designs for my friend. But send me an email, like join my free email list, arielcallisto.com, in a stay in touch box, and send me an email, and I'd be happy to make some shirts for you for your next family gathering, group event, anything like that. Absolutely. This is another one printed with a gold foil. So this is
Oh, I
just
like
so pretty for women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I designed this for the whalers. So this is
And
so women can wear like a really nice with the
Absolutely.
Jamaican national bird.
And I can tell by the
Amazing.
long, skinny
Actually-
tag that that's a high quality shirt.
Hey,
Because
yeah,
there's
these
nothing
are-
worse than paying
the-
$28 and getting a Gildan sandpaper 120 grit T-shirt in the mail.
Oh yeah,
that shrinks three
absolutely. I mean,
sizes.
I only use like American factories, and every factory I look into, like it's ethical. They have to have like the platinum wrap certification, which is like the highest human rights and like, you know, quality to workers, to people who work there. They recycle like all of their fabric scraps and use less water than literally like most other companies, like literally thousands of gallons of less water per week than other t-shirt companies. So not only is it like made in America and it feels great and very high quality, and I also line out all of the I've learned all of like the different levels of t-shirt quality, but you're also doing something good for the environment instead of just getting something that's like fast fashion and going into the landfill. Like you're getting something that's going to last forever, because this new technology is so durable, and it could go for like literally hundreds of washes. And yeah, you're
Love
also
it.
getting something like
Good.
just really nice and
looks
high
nice.
quality too. So yeah,
That's
feel
awesome.
free to send me an email, and I'm happy to help make
Whatever
make new
you
shirts
got.
for
Make
Fantasy
shirt
Sports
dreams come
Corporation,
true.
Patriot Sports Radio.
look at that. Sustainability at
shirt
its
idea.
finest.
I got a shirt idea.
Absolutely.
Super
Well,
Fro, a top
we
5
will
name,
get-
great looking shirt and slogans.
We will get it
Got a shirt
together
idea.
with.
Thank
I'll
you.
get together with you, Ari, because we'll make some shirts for Wake and Rake, because this is kind of its
Oh
own
yeah,
thing.
You
absolutely.
should make one that says "Run
Okay.
believable"
Wake
instead
and
of
rake.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Ooh, run believable.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Ari,
you
Ari,
are a walking Nike guy.
I love
Ari,
this one.
I got a question for you. Now that you
I
brought
love
up all the gear and stuff like that, which outfit are you gonna take? Are you gonna choose? I saw your video pop up of the outfits for New Year's Eve that you were like, showing people. Which one are you gonna hit for tonight?
Ooh, I don't know. That's
They're all fire.
I'm
Where are
going to
you
have to look at
going?
the comments and see which one people choose for me. I want to go
Where
off
are
that
you
one
going?
because it's too hard for me to decide. I'm just going to go out and celebrate. I don't really know yet. I'm still
Nice.
I'm still kind of making plans.
Yep. See, you're young.
Yeah,
You're
that's
a
a
social
young person's
butterfly.
game. Still
Yeah.
making plans day of. My plans were made 6 months ago.
I'm actually hosting. I'm actually hosting it. That's why I take a phone call from my brother. So we're like, after I get out of here, your boy's gonna start getting busy.
Ooh.
Getting all this shit together. Because family gets here like around 6, and they're out by 12:10. That's kind of the way it works. You know what I mean? When
Yep.
Ooh, you
6
know
in the
what would
morning?
be so much fun? Like
No.
a sports
6 p.m.
themed New Year's party.
Yeah.
That'd
Absolutely.
be all right.
That would be so great. I would totally go to that.
In a sports theme, PPR league need 3 out of 5.
Ooh.
Cup,
Okay,
Ayuk,
all right.
Evans, Rice, or Ridley. Well, you're obviously starting Cooper Cup, right?
Mhm.
And you're definitely
Absolutely.
starting probably Brandon Ayuk,
How
Mike
about
Evans, no
You're start-
Lattimore.
You're
There's
starting
no
Evans,
Trevor
right?
Lawrence. So Rasheed Rice or Ridley is really the question, right?
Holy shit! How many teams is he playing with? This is a really nice group to pick from.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
He's
I
like,
feel
this-
really good.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
a guy who
shit.
waited on running back.
Oh my gosh! Or his league has like 8 teams
Yep.
or 6. This is great.
Or girl.
Definitely-
Facebook.
Definitely
Yeah,
Cup and Ayuk. Evans historically has been horrific against the Saints.
But that's against Lattimore.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
Lattimore's going to be out today. He's not
And
playing.
here's the
today.
thing: the Bucks are playing. Bucks are playing for playoffs again. You know what I'm saying? They have to win to keep their hopes alive, because Atlanta's still alive if they win and they lose. So I mean, and Baker finds Evans, and he's been hitting him with some long bombs even on bad games. I like Evans. I've had him all
So-
year.
There you go. Play Evans. Upside's huge. It's championship week.
Yep.
If you
It
want
is.
you want somebody to break the slate, it's going to be Mike Evans, probably not
Yep.
Rasheed Rice.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm with you on that one. And Ridley is gonna. I mean, you got C.J. Beathard, right, starting at
Yeah.
quarterback today. So I'm staying away. I mean, you don't be surprised. I don't think a lot of people are going to stay from Ridley. You never know, right? Put that bad boy in.
Yeah.
CJ Beathard came from Iowa. They don't really put up a lot of points.
No,
That's
true.
Allergic.
It's really bad.
Panthers pass defense is pretty legit. So
Yes.
Speaking of this game, Panthers getting 3.5 against a backup quarterback in Jacksonville. Total 37. Is that the lowest total on the board? Yes, 37.5 in the Broncos game. I like the Carolina Panthers, especially 3.5. But now I'm thinking, Cricket, this is a take the 2.5, lay the 3.5 situation. Or do they just not know what to do with this one?
That Jacksonville is in this position right now for a division that it was theirs to lose, which they are in jeopardy losing this division.
Yep.
That is wild.
The 49ers broke him.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. If the Colts win, the Texans win, they lose. I mean, they could be out the playoffs. Then all of a sudden you have the Colts and the fucking Texans in the playoffs. It's crazy.
When I saw CJ Beathard come in that game against the Bengals a few weeks ago, and as bad as that dude looked right there, they don't tell me they're going to move the ball, especially against a competent defense in the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about how bad the Panthers are as a team. That defense is pretty solid, man. And they've gotten back a little more healthy. They had some guys banged up through the middle of that thing. They got most of those guys back now. And I don't see any way CJ Beathard. I mean, I bet that dude don't throw for 100 yards today, man.
Ari, is the action on the Panthers? Well, whatever action they have in that game is probably not a lot, but
I was going to say there may not be a lot on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is funny. This is actually my best bet and favorite
I was
underdog
going to say,
today.
you guys got it wrong.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Okay, well, I mean, let's look first at the spread on the Jags. I mean, it opened up at -7.5, and since then it's been pushing down -6.5, -6, -5.5, -4 on level 1 money. Vegas is clearly taking a position here, and the line is getting away from the Jags and absolutely favoring the Panthers in this position. The total, on the other hand, opened up at 39.5. It went to 37.5. It's 38 now. With level 3 money, it pushed it to 37.5, and now it's sitting at 36.5 at this moment. The total continues to press under on very weak money, but I think a lot of the Vegas true professional handicappers, they are taking the Panthers. So I'll take the Panthers +4. Also, I like Hubbard over 65.5 rushing yards, and I like Thielen over 42.5 rushing and receiving yards.
Chuba Hubbard's been the dude.
Chuba's been over. I mean, he's been beating his over spread. I mean, he's
the Chuba Hubbard Express.
You got Panthers +4.
Yeah, I like Panthers +4.
All right.
Don't forget Chark the Herald Angel Singh. He had a huge game last week.
I just think this is a really interesting game. This is really interesting to me because the spread is moving away from the Jags, but there's not like a lot of money. It's really on level 1 money. So, I mean, to me, this is Vegas taking a stand more than it is the money. And I like to play with the house. That's my strategy. That's why I have a 37.1% ROI in the NFL, which is basically unheard of, like this far along in the season amongst the Vegas professional handicapping scene. I mean, the pros, I mean, their ROIs are between 11 and 19%, maybe 20%.
Yeah.
So this is kind of unheard of amongst the handicappers in Vegas. So I think the house is taking a position here, and that's always been my strategy, is play with the house.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, be on the side of the people who are building the big hotels. That's what we say.
I mean, they have the tools, they have the AI, they have
exactly
the computer vision, the deep learning, the algorithmic models. I mean, they have all the tools. They've analyzed this game 10 ways to Sunday. I mean,
yeah, I never simulated it.
I never go against the organization that's laundered the most money in American history. All right, that's a good old fashioned freaking becoming a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly. And my family's lived in Vegas for 3 generations. They've been there since there was one stoplight in town. I know how Vegas works. I know how the casinos work.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm actually writing a book right now about like AI and the sports books and how to bet with a house, and that will be coming out really soon too.
out.
Damn, Ari, you're on fire. I mean, you got how many different ventures you got going on here? That's great.
A
Just a couple.
few.
Just a couple. I gotta
Thank
find a
you.
way to get the Panthers into my contest picks. Maybe I'll swap out the Packers.
And looking around, yeah, a lot of people are picking the Panthers. A bunch of other people that I follow and stuff like that. They like that spread with the Panthers. So that's why I brought it up. I'm like, I was looking at I follow an app where it gives me the best bettors and worst bettors, who's which way they're swaying, and I'm looking at it. But we're both going nice 65% on the Panthers side. I was like, oh, let me see what Ari has to say about this.
You
one
want a
from
sneaky
Vegas.
little DFS play from here?
Yeah, what's
Yes.
up?
Yes. Tommy Trimble, tight end.
Hey.
Carolina.
I like it.
2,600 on DK.
Ooh.
He's averaging about 4 or 5 targets his last 3 or 4 games since they've been playing better.
And I love not spending up on tight ends when it comes to like these DFS money. You know what I'm saying? DFS tournaments, because they make you safe, so you can spend somewhere else. That's right up my alley.
All base, no Trimble.
There we go, baby. You need to write a book with all your freaking pods, man, and analogies here, bro.
Absolutely, bro.
You just take them out of your back pocket.
Get
and you just
yourself
throw
a
'em out
piece of
there, dude.
Trimble.
Every week, I think you've laid the best one on me, and you just keep bringing the smoke.
Yeah, bro. They just got
Every
like
week following, bro. It
one
blows
Well,
my
it was
of those
almost-
calendars, dude, with the punt in there.
0 Chark 30.
January 1st. Yeah.
I'll always give you a shout out, but I've had to steal at least 4 of your nicknames this year. But I'm
Do
like,
it.
I can't even claim this one, man. This
We
ain't-
need to
I'm-
make the shirts. We put them on the shirts.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
We could all be wearing like new hoodies.
Yeah,
Jameer
that says
Gibbs.
0 Chark 30 on it.
Yes.
Yeah,
0
or
Chark
the
30, Jameer
receiving
and Christmas.
printed across the front.
Yeah.
We'll
I'll even design them for you.
Okay.
We'll get Eric one that says it's the pits. Some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Release the prop bets, you cowards, from the proctologist.
There we go. Release your prop bets, cowards, and something like that. That's a perfect one.
Oh man, you're Las Vegas. Well, I guess they're not your Las Vegas Raiders. You have no allegiances, but the Las Vegas Raiders going to Indianapolis, face Gardner Minshew. Colts lane 4, total 42. Have all these games in Indianapolis gone over, Ari?
That's
Or
an
just-
interesting one. I mean,
or not
honestly,
recently?
I'm not really seeing anything here today on a total or on a spread.
No one cares.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
Have
gross
a
game.
much.
yeah. I
gross
mean,
game.
it opened up with the Colts -3.5. It basically stayed there even with level 2 money. Then it moved to level 1 money. Now it's at -4 on no money, and the total it's pretty much dead. It moved from 43.5 to now 42.5 on the under with level 1 money, but now there's no money. So there's really no money anywhere on a spread on a total. And Vegas isn't moving the lines.
It's actually down to 41.5 over on DraftKings right now. So it's actually creeped down a little bit more there. And you look at the Raiders, who won that game against the Chiefs last week without even scoring an offensive touchdown. I think
They didn't
Ado
even
Collins,
throw it in
he
the
did-
second half.
yeah, he didn't complete a pass after the first quarter, and the Chiefs lost. You should feel like such a bunch of bums.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Raiders defense is so good.
Hey,
Max
Nicole Hartman
Crosby's
is
a
playing coming back
monster.
today.
Insert Hansel and Zoolander meme. The Raiders defense is so hot right now.
Yep.
I think it said something about like they could break the record for multiple defensive touchdowns if they do it again this week in a row.
Whoa.
Yeah, how many
Ooh,
times
yeah.
have they done that now?
Twice.
Twice, 2 in a
Wow.
row? Yeah. That's
Crazy.
nuts, man.
Man.
That is crazy. You know what
Someone
else
And
is
then,
weird?
I gotta head off. I gotta get ready for the start sit, but
You
I'll
good,
see
brother?
you guys when I see you.
Happy
Good luck,
New Year's,
Hey,
brother.
David,
All them
Happy New Year's,
champions.
man.
Good luck,
Nice
man.
seeing you.
best of luck today. I've been
Zamir on the wall. Who's going to have the greatest running back day of them all? Zamir White.
Ooh, you
Think
like
so.
that? Huh? We had a question earlier before you got here, man. They were asking about, or it was Chris. Yeah, it was Chris. that
producer
needed to
Chris.
know.
Yeah.
I like Zamir White.
So Mozart, I had McCaffrey, Swift, and Mozart, but Mozart's not starting. And then Zamir White was sitting over on the waiver wire in my championship. So I just snagged him up,
What?
and we're playing the championship, baby.
Oh,
They're trying
wow.
to give him that thing, man.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Out of 7 leagues, I'm only alive in 1 playing for 3rd place. This has been my worst fantasy league year ever. It sucks, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
need
not
to-
good. It's
I
not
need a
good.
reset.
I tried waiting on running backs, and I messed it up.
Made my day.
I picked
Dude,
the wrong
AK
one.
made my day.
You look, E-Man, you need to go on a darkness retreat.
I do.
Yep.
I do. Some ayahuasca, whatever the hell A-Rod's is called.
Yep.
Whatever the fuck he
one of
calls
those.
it.
Get one of those fan boats, cruise all the way out in the
Yeah.
middle of Everglades, and just think.
Do it, man.
No, there's not a lot of dark
INT.
places.
There's no
There's not a lot of
INT
dark places in the
ayahuasca.
Everglades, man.
I want to be
Ayahuasca.
like, how much shit do you have going on in your life that you have to go out in a place like the Everglades to do your thinking?
I don't know, man. I mean,
I could find some better spots than that. I'm just saying.
Nah,
the Everglades is not a
you
great
gotta have
spot to go
the
think.
threat.
No,
You gotta have
No.
the threat
No.
of gators and snakes.
You got to have the
no,
heart
dude.
rate
I-
jumping.
I don't.
I've seen swamp people, bro. I know what's going on in that shit.
Listen, dude,
What a
every
great
family
dog.
member that comes from out of town wants to do the fucking boat ride. All right. Just go see the damn gators and all that shit. All right. It's like, I was like, guys, not in the sea, bro. You're on an airboat as loud as fuck. All right. And then you got these gators that they throw shit at them so they can come close to the boat. That's it. You're not missing much. All right.
Yeah,
Put on the History Channel.
That's
You
what
just
you say.
need to
History
get a
Channel gives you that
big
shit
and-
for free, man.
You need to get a big industrial fan that you just set up in your garage or something or in your bag. Just
Pretty
be like,
much,
here,
man.
we're going to go on the fan boat and just blow it in their face for like
That's what it
10
is.
minutes.
Don't
Oh,
do it in
man.
the
We're gonna
summertime
We're
either.
gonna get way off into the Everglades and start
Sorry.
talking about snakes again if we're not
We got
careful.
all these games laid out yet, Eric.
Rams at Giants.
There we
That's,
go.
that's an easy
Rams
one.
-6. Why is it only 6? Total of 43. This is a
Still weird.
Tyrod Taylor game. I think it's a Kyron Williams, Tyrod Taylor game. Under 43 is almost where I would look, isn't it, Ari? This is a
I
bunch of
like
bad
the
football
over
players.
here,
too.
but it's shaky. Over's a little bit shaky. I mean, it opened up at 41.5, and now it's at 43.5 on level 5 money on the over. So I'm just kind of
Curious.
waiting and seeing if it moves up a little bit more and Vegas holds it. I would say this is an absolute play. I also like Barkley over 2.5 receptions and over 15.5 rushing attempts, and I like Waller over 3.5 receptions.
Oh, okay.
Rams are unbelievably healthy this late in the season.
Yep, which is scary.
Yeah.
It's
It's
scary,
kinda
dude. I don't want to
crazy, man.
face. I don't think any team in the NFC wants to face them in the first round. And
I
if you
feel-
look at it, the Matthew has been slinging that pill really well. Kyron Williams, like, again, all year long. And if you notice, when that guy is in the lineup playing good and healthy, that's a different team. So
Absolutely.
I like the over as well because the Giants just get annihilated. I mean, Aaron Donald is going to have a freaking field day with that line. And I see some turnovers. I see, you might see a fumble here and there from Tyrod Taylor, probably back for a touchdown. I think it's going to be one of those days, dude. We have no offensive line, and I don't care if it's Tyrod, Tommy Cutlets, Joe Montana, who goes back there behind that line. They're going to get their asses kicked over and over again by the front line of the Rams.
You say even if Eli walks through the door today, you ain't got no chance, man.
Eli and Tom Brady can merge together, all right, and fuse one super quarterback, and they're going to get their asses handed to them, all right, behind that offensive line. That's
This just feels weird to me, man. This one feels weird to me. I think it's disgusting. I probably got to stay away, but everything inside me wants to take the Giants and the points right here, man.
no, don't do that, man. Don't do that.
I don't know. It feels like one of those weird ones, kind of like that Packers game a few weeks ago when the Packers were giving them 6 at home and everybody was saying they were going to go in there and blow the doors off. Rams been playing great football. It just feels like one of those weird NFL spots where this game's not going to make any sense. I might even sprinkle a little bit on the Giants money line.
Nah, I'm gonna go separate. Every time I do that shit with the Giants, they let me down this season. Which I've only
Yeah,
done
you're a
like
fan
3
though, man.
times.
You can't
Yeah,
do it. You
yeah,
totally
exactly.
could affect
Fuck
the
it.
outcome just simply by what you bet on it. So
I want somebody to slap him around today. It's pretty much what I want to do.
Oh,
Let's end the year on a bang, just like we started.
yeah, I think
Yep.
I'm kind of betting the Saints today just because I hope that I jinx it and my Buccaneers go ahead and close that thing out today. So I'm probably just going to bet the Saints just to hope for reverse psychology or something.
I'm
Oh
gonna go the
no,
opposite.
the one person I'm not betting today is the Saints. The one team, no. not
I
the
see. I
Saints.
want the Buccaneers to win, but I'm
I like
willing
the
to
Bucs.
sacrifice my bet for a Buccaneers win today. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take
Oh,
the Saints
yeah.
just because
You have to do that. Hey, let me tell you this right now about the Giants. You're not going to price Saquon Barkley that low and me not play him.
Oh, I'm
And
playing
it's not-
Saquon. I'm playing. Look, I'm even picking Saquon on the anytime touchdown prop because he's been. That's the only one that's been actually hitting the end zone the last few days.
yeah. Who else is
So-
going to score?
6,900. And everybody's going to be
That's
playing
cheap.
the bejeebles off of A-Chain or whatever, however you say
Yep.
it.
Yep.
So
Devonachani.
See, I'm not the
There
only
you
one,
go.
bro, that can't fucking pronounce that guy's name. And I live down here in South Florida. So shit. A-Chain, A-Chain, Acne,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck his name is.
Acme.
I mean, if you read the fucking name, it sounds like acne, right? A-C-H-N-E.
Yeah.
The guy,
Yeah, I
you know,
can see that.
I
I
mean,
don't think any of those guys
you
are
know,
having a big game
English is
lately.
my second language, bro, but I know how to fucking read. You know what I'm saying?
All right. This one's good. This is game of the day. I can't believe this isn't in the afternoon slate or Sunday night football. Dolphins at Ravens. Ravens -3, total 46 only. We got Jalen Waddle not going to play. Raheem Mostert not going to play. I would really like to see the Dolphins put the division away today.
Dude, that defense is legit from the Ravens, bro. I mean, if you notice, they're the reason why they're so successful this year. They're the reason why Lamar doesn't have to do every freaking thing anymore. They just proved it last week when they beat a good 49ers team.
Hey,
You know, so yeah, dude, I have to bring it up. And by the way, that
He
fucked me
did
up. 'Cause
say
I
a
was going
good
for the
team,
Niners.
man. He called you a good team.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I want to see the Niners and the Ravens in the Super Bowl. That's my wish list. That's who I want to see at the Super Bowl. I want to
Me
see
too.
that
The
rematch.
rematch.
I want to see that rematch. But that defense is nasty, man. And I think the Dolphins, they did a decent job battling off the front line of the Cowboys, but I think it's a different story here, man. I see Tua on his ass a couple times.
let me give you a scenario. Jalen Waddle's out. Raheem Mostert's out. Who are you going to throw the ball to if you're Miami?
I mean, they got
Tom.
a D up Tariq Hill.
Who's
Oh, you
sitting
got
down there?
You got
in the
Brandon
tight end
Berrios.
selection?
Brandon
Durham?
Berrios.
We throwing to Durham
Durham
today?
Smythe.
Durham
Smythe.
Smythe.
He's averaging
Yep.
5 to 6 targets over his last 3 games. They're getting the tight end more involved because I think somebody yelled at Mike McDaniels. And they said, you don't care about National Tight End Day, even though you wear tight pants. That's a complete oxymoron. Throw the ball to the tight end.
Yeah.
That goofy bastard needs to come up with some plays like that. You know what I mean?
So I think Durham Smythe, Tommy Trimble are some tight ends you can look down that are below 3,000 because everybody's going to be playing probably Isaiah Likely from that game.
Yep.
Not to say he's not going to bust.
He'll be
or
good.
bang,
Maybe.
but look at Durham Smythe.
And I'm telling you, like you said, everybody's going to be on the A-Chain train. And I think they got to bottle the hell out of him. I don't care how good of a run scheme generator is McDaniels, but it works when you have 2 good running backs, like it did in San Francisco when he was there. So,
Well, what do we think about Jeff Wilson Jr. today? He gonna get
Jeff
some more
Wilson's
volume?
going to be. I bet he's going to be played a lot, and I bet you Cedric Wilson and Braxton Berrios will be the favorites to get the Raheem Mostert ownership. But I'm telling you right now, Durham Smythe, Smythe, Tommy Trimble, punt the tight end, but not really. It's more like a rugby style punt.
So you would play Zamir White over Jeff Wilson Jr. today.
Oh, I would play Zamir White. Are you kidding me?
So I don't need to
Unless
worry
you needed
about...
like a big blow up game.
So
unless
for
you're
my running
projected to
back,
lose.
stick with
True.
For my running backs, I should stick. I have 3. I should stick with McCaffrey, Swift, and Zamir White, and leave Jeff Wilson out.
Yeah, McCaffrey and Swift might be the top 2 running backs this week.
Yeah. I just think Indianapolis is terrible.
how's Kyron Williams
They are
ownership level?
terrible.
Because they're playing a soft Giants defense.
Mhm.
I haven't looked at the actual ownership numbers.
He's probably high as well. He probably should be one of the
He's
most.
so expensive though.
He is. That's the problem. He's so expensive. Which again, it works for the ownership part of it also as well. People might stay off of him,
but I don't know.
Yeah,
I like Durham Smythe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the under in this game with the Dolphins if that matters, and I like the Ravens spread.
The pin is
Will says Miami just played Dallas and nobody has covered the week after they play the Cowboys. Isn't that right, Cricket? Is that the trend?
Yeah, man. That's Patriot 4165's trend right there, man. He rides that thing. Yeah, he don't mess with it, man. He don't mess with it. Well, whoever plays after they played the Cowboys, man, they don't cover the next week, bro. And that has been that's a codlock. Has been all year long. He loves that trend, bro.
Yep. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you right back here next time. We'll be firing these up all season long. Yeah, I guess Dallas beats the shit out of you is the theory. And then you can't you can't get it done next week.
No.
Are we through with the?
Or maybe you're
what do
just
you-
maybe it's like a Pokemon. You just get so confused after you're like, wow, were they really that bad in the red zone and really that bad at managing the end of the halves? Like, how do we play football now? We're so confused. We're in a glass case of emotions.
Yeah, you need a Madden kid up there to keep you on schedule, let you know what's going on. Do you have anything to add for this Baltimore-Miami game, Ari, before we head over to Buffalo?
This one was kind of dead. I didn't really see anything going on here.
I think it's going to go under.
That is the
I think
most gambler thing ever.
I like the under on this one because I think that defense is gonna, just like they did with the Niners. I mean, I think they're gonna bottle up Tua and they're gonna make mistakes.
Miami's defense, no joke either.
There's no exactly. That was gonna say next. Their defense is no joke. But and again, it's a low scoring. It feels like a low scoring game because the Ravens don't go out there and blow the fucking wheels off the truck. So when it comes to like putting up points either.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
all right. I think I got to go. My wife's about to go to work. I had like 30 minutes. I was like, yeah, kids and
that
such.
means you need to punch in, Dad.
Yes, putting on my dad
Shout out
hat.
to Zach Kurtz for the like.
All right,
Good luck today, sir.
Take care,
Hey.
buddy. Happy New
Keep
Year's,
them
my
off the
man.
counters, brother.
back to backs. Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Good to see everybody.
Back.
Sorry,
Happy
it was
New
so
Year's, brother.
quick. Yeah, Happy New Year's. Hey, you
And
guys. keep the rest-
congratulations on the showdown.
Thank you. Let's win a big one today.
Yeah, let's
Yes,
do
sir.
it.
Yes, sir. Good luck, brother. Happy New
See you
Year,
guys.
man.
Shuffle off to Buffalo real quick. The Patriots at the Bills. Bills now
Hello.
minus 14.5, and the
Wow.
total is only 40. So are the Patriots going to score any points? What's happening with this, Ari? You love the Panthers game. You have no interest in Ravens Dolphins, but I bet you like this one.
I think Vegas is simply just following the money here. I mean, the spread open on the Bills minus 12. It has since pushed to minus 13 on level 3 money, minus 14 still on level 3 money. I think Vegas is simply like following the money here. And on a total, it opened up at 40 and it's still at 40. So I think the total is dead, personally. I do like Devontae Parker under 3.5 receptions and Bailey Zappi. He's back on my props list again for another week.
Wow.
Under 32.5 passing completions.
They put
That's
another
the same.
Wasn't he 32.5 last week? Or were we talking about somebody else? It was a bad quarterback that they had 32 completions on. I think that's the mark
Happy
to look
twice
at.
in a
now.
row makes. If you make Ari's under, we should make that a
Yeah,
bit.
absolutely.
Don't
I'm gonna
make
write this
Ari's
down.
under.
I think I'm gonna throw him in my prop builder then when I do some
Yep.
sprinkle him around.
I'm always giving out the under props.
We're gonna call it Ari's under.
Hey,
Don't be
listen,
on Ari's under. You don't wanna
I'm
do that.
horrible. I have a major problem which I need to like work on is picking unders. I for some reason everything I do is over and it's not
And
good.
you know what? You and 90% of America, me and Cricket have talked about this.
Man,
And I always notice that Ari's always on, or at least has a good amount of unders. And Vegas eats on the positive feelings of Americans.
Yep.
Because it's hard to bet the under because you always want the over. It's a natural.
You want them
American
to do
thing.
better.
listen,
We're
Yeah.
dreamers. We want to
Maybe-
see these guys
Chris,
succeed.
And
Chris.
they eat our fucking lunch on it. And if you listen to somebody like Ari, he doesn't give a fuck emotionally. So she's just like, I don't know. The number says it's the under.
dude, it's more like Vegas likes to eat on the feelings of the dumbasses, all right? Because we keep doing every week you come back and be like, that's right.
But I went to church
they're
and I
all going
fucking
over.
prayed.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I got a 5-legger and they're all going over. Damn it! There we go, baby. Come on.
Yes. So when Ari comes in the very first week and she lists like 5 unders, I'm like, okay, we have something. Because
Mhm.
me and Cricket were just talking about it a month ago about if we ever look at the unders, we might win. That's
Yeah.
what he said. I mean,
How many of those parlays do we have with all overs, and then all of a sudden we're like, "Hey, 3 of these guys went under. Why didn't we ever think about
crazy,
going
man.
under one time?"
like that.
Well, I have been
that's
putting
the
my props
button.
in my morning emails too. So
Yeah,
Yep.
it's phenomenal. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, like I was looking at the game for last night. I'm like, wow, neither of these teams are going to be able to throw to the running backs. Like both these defenses are excellent defending the pass to the running back. And I was just like, oh, well, scrap that. I didn't think then Gibbs under 2.5, 3.5 receptions is probably a lock. I was just like, well, it's not an over. Get it the fuck out of my face. I need to adjust my thinking.
I feel like we
hard
need a
to
segment,
do.
like Ari's unders, new segment.
you
on,
should be a
like,
segment.
Oh, we will.
That's a
That's
great
gotta-
one.
Ari, you said something. I think the first time you were ever on here with us, when you were talking about how the unders cover like 70% of the time or something, and then Eric, you followed up with, "Well, yeah, it's way harder to do something than it is to not." And I was like, a light bulb went off, and I was like, "Man, I got to get on these unders, bro."
Brother, 70% of the time, that is a lot higher probably than the overs, right? I mean, if you think about it,
but everybody bets the overs. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
bet unders and have to sweat them. It's too gross to have to sweat the unders all the
Yep.
game. But a lot of
Yep.
times, man, that's what hits for you.
Yep. Money lines,
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
in
you
Vegas,
take a
is-
minus
Vegas
160. Sure, you only get $16 back, but or $14 back. But guess what? You
Better than
also
losing
get your
20.
original bet back.
Yeah,
and
it's better than losing
Vegas
20.
is banking on our positive feelings about
Yes.
players. I mean, they're banking off of us just being hopeful that they're going
Hey.
to perform better.
And I can
But
tell,
I mean, the
I'll
truth
tell you
is
this.
they're going to perform how they're going to perform. You know, at the end
I'll
of the
tell
day,
you
we're not in
this.
control of that.
Elio, listen. If the unders are hitting at 70% lick, that means the overs are hitting at 30.
hey, pretty simple fucking math. Yeah.
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 That's the level of intelligence Ari brought and made light bulbs go off in our dumbass heads.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, dude.
Ari's
There's,
like, I don't know,
the-
70-30. Feels like I should
Hey.
be on the 70 side.
It changed
Yeah,
my whole
I mean,
way of thinking, man.
I love what
It
Chuck
changed my whole way of thinking.
is saying. 3 unders played to 1 over in a VIP room. Like, this is what the pros are doing. They know
Exactly.
that.
You heard
They
that.
know
That's the
that.
key word. They're in the VIP room. The
Uh-huh.
people that know what they're doing are betting the
Listen-
under. So.
Listen, brother, thank God I paid for my kids' college already. Tuition is paid for. Room and board is a different story. Because if not, I would have been divorced right now. My wife would have probably kicked my ass to the curb a long time ago. So that's the
Right.
only reason why I'm playing these overs and losing. So
Yeah, I get it, bro.
It's mentally hard to do when you go to scroll on the internet, go to your sports book, go to the overs and under, start scrolling. It's mentally hard to press the under.
Dude,
It's hard to look at it.
it's so much harder for me to click on an under. Then I go down and click 8 overs right off the rip.
Yeah.
I see one under,
Hey.
man. I go back and forth on it for 25 minutes. And
when I look at when I look at a line of Khalif Raymond, under 19 and a half yards, you look at it. How the fuck is he going to go under that? That's one catch. You know what I
one
mean? It's
pass
like,
in the first drive, and the guy doesn't even
Exactly.
get a target the whole game.
what is going on over here? Hey,
I get it.
Win,
I
though,
believe that.
and
Life.
that's where Vegas wins.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
That's why I
And
got so many
and you
cool
have so many
casinos,
people
bro.
on TV, the former NFL players and coaches and everyone. I mean, everyone's trying to push you to go over. Everyone's saying, "Oh, this is going to be so many points, and there's going to be so many rushing yards, and this is this is going to go way over." But I mean,
Yep.
in reality, the unders, it's just math. It's just math. 70% of the time. I mean, like you said,
I know.
I mean, the show really does need to be on primetime television.
I'm telling you, when you told me that, I
The
was
truth
like,
about
damn.
wagering.
yeah, we're trying to let y'all know what's going on here. The book's
Hey.
trying to get you, man. They see you coming.
I'm gonna pick some disgusting unders here because
I'm
usually
gonna
those
put
are
the
the ones that hit.
That's
That's
parlay in with unders
Yeah.
on today. I can't wait.
I'm gonna do some
I'm
shit
looking
today.
right now.
Hey, you got just take like $2 and parlay Ari's her whole list. It doesn't-
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
not
do
a
that
bad
too.
idea. I'll throw 5 on it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. So.
Yeah, I got 5 on it, bro. I'll throw 5 on it, dude. You know what I mean?
It's all listed on
Absolutely.
the
Fucking
email.
20 leg parlay over here. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
spent $5 on way worse.
Oh yeah.
There goes
Wait,
my
wait.
fucking Mercedes, brother.
Oh, wait, guys, do my successive sizzlers. This is way better than
Woo.
parlays.
What
You
is
just
that?
Okay.
Okay, you just take. I mean, you can't play all of the games at the same time. Like they have to be playing like at different times and stuff. But you take all of your winnings. Yeah, you take your winnings from the first game, and then you put them all on the second game, and you take all of the second game and the first game. So then you put them on the third game, and then you put all of your winnings from then. Plus, that way you're also getting like the extra reward points.
Yes.
Because if you play it in one parlay, you're getting 1 reward point from the sports books versus getting 5 or 6 or 7 reward points. That puts you into a whole nother level. You're getting way more free stuff. And I mean, you're basically making the same money as a parlay at the end of the day.
That's
it's just a deconstructed parlay that you're
Yeah.
playing one step at a
You're
time.
just getting the VIP rewards on top.
Yep.
Yeah, more rewards, more bonus points. I mean, more free stuff in Vegas. You know, you could get like alcohol and all kinds of crazy things. So
And that's where a minus 170, even a minus 220. By the time you're 3 or 4 bets in, it's not a big deal to lay minus 220.
Oh no, yeah. That's still like you said. You still get that original bet back with that winnings.
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna try that today after we're done here.
5th or 6th. Yeah, that's the thing. A
Yeah.
working man rolling it over for the 5th or 6th time. That's tough to get him to do that.
That's what they keep saying. All
That
this
takes-
stuff like if you'd have rolled Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdowns over, and I'm like, yeah, who was betting 300,000 on a Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown though? Not this
Dude.
guy.
But no, honestly, there's people that bet that way in regards to the return on investment, right? And the short thing, right? They'll bet a high amount of money because they know it's going to hit, and then all of a sudden, it's that one of the, like kind of what you do, Ari. It's like you'll bet higher here because this game has had the highest outcome, and then you just take that percentage of winnings and keep going, rolling over, right? That's pretty much.
yeah, I mean, and that really separates like the pros versus like
Mhm.
the average gamblers. Like, are you able to take that last step in that 5th or 6th leg of your? I mean,
Yep.
it's not your parlay, but it kind of is your own parlay because you're actually getting like a better payout than you would like with a normal parlay, and you're getting more reward points.
We
Benefits.
we had a
around.
parlay on the morning show this week that a dude hit last weekend. Like it was like a 14 leg anytime TD parlay. It was $5, paid out 498,000.
Holy shit!
Yeah, the last leg was
Oh.
CMC. I can't remember. Yeah, that would have been this past week. 'Cause it was
First
a primetime
touchdown
game.
CMC.
Yeah,
And he
that
had
was the
the
last one he
chance.
had.
He had the
I'm
shot.
sorry. I'm
He had a
sorry, but I
shot.
wouldn't. There's no way I couldn't have cashed that thing out. You know
No
they're probably
way.
offering you $100,000 or something on $5.
Oh yeah.
There's no way I'm letting that ride because that sure as shit would be the one game CMC doesn't score or something. There's no way I'm letting that money get away. You offer me a cash
No.
off over 6
No,
figures.
don't get me wrong. Yeah, if I'm gonna win 50K and you're halfway through and they're gonna give you 30,000, I might take the payout based on the
Right
percentages.
now, today. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I'll take
Yeah,
the
never
payout
live
based on the
myself
percentages. I'm like,
otherwise.
here you go. I'm all about money in hand.
On CMC first touchdown score or something crazy.
It was CMC first touchdown score. Let me tell you though, they had it on the 10 and he missed him. Purdy missed him, and then threw an interception.
And that's the
Purdy
key.
had him on the fucking corner for the first touchdown, and
Yeah.
I was watching it because I had that guy's ticket pulled up on my phone, and I was like, this dude's gonna hit this right here.
Purdy.
He wound
And
up hitting it
he
early, like
fucking-
the second quarter. They showed him and his buddies that he hit it early. Didn't even have to really
Yeah.
sweat it, man. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's just
Purdy
half
missed a lot of
million in the
people
bank,
this week.
bro.
And that's the key to
Sure.
these mechanical parlays, Chuck. You got to keep it in your brain that it's just your original bet. Like you're only out 10 or 20, even
Yeah.
if you lose on the 5th or 6th leg. Now, granted, you are losing all of the casino's money too.
Hey Ari,
Well, that's gonna
Ari,
hurt.
what happened to Brock Purdy last weekend?
What happened to him?
Yeah, what the
Ravens
fuck
happened.
happened
The
to Brock
Ravens defense,
goddamn
bro.
Purdy?
Yeah, the Ravens happened.
Yeah.
Well,
The
so
I mean-
he's gonna get crushed in the playoffs. He's gonna meet another defense. They only get better once you get into that tight little window of NFL teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's hard for me to say like what's going to happen to Purdy today and this weekend, and
He'll be all right.
yeah, today he's
I
gonna
think-
do fine.
I think
Today,
he's going to be fine.
He
Um,
tends
Because
to
they
bounce-
benched him. I know
Yeah.
because I was playing the guy in last week's round in fantasy, and he needed 20 points.
It's hard to say they benched him.
And
They
yeah,
just
Brock
knew that
Purdy.
game. They knew
Yeah.
that game was out of hand.
They
and
knew
you
it was
want
over.
That guy hurt
Yeah.
because you know
Yep.
the season's over if that guy goes
Yep.
down because Sam Darnold ain't the man. I know
Yep.
he came in, threw a couple decent passes there off the
He
bench
threw
or
a
whatever.
pick too.
But Sam
He threw a
Darnold's
pick
not
too.
going to be the guy. So that's
Yeah.
like it's hard to say they benched him. They were just like, hey, bro, go take a breather. We'll restart this again tomorrow.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan is savvy.
That's what it was.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is savvy enough to take a game like this, just like when it went through a 3-game losing streak, and recover from a
Yeah.
preparation standpoint. So if they meet the Ravens again in the Super Bowl, I think I like the Ravens, but I think you're not going to see that
It
same
doesn't
Brock
look
Purdy.
like that.
Yeah, you're not. It's not going to look a 4 interception game. Trust me, it's going to be
Oh,
more.
Oh,
We're going to run the fucking football. We're going to play tough D. We got to control Lamar, control the running game. But it's gonna be a game of hits. It's gonna be really ugly. It's gonna be different. They're not gonna try to do the same shit they did.
And you look at
this
Brock,
time around.
Brock Purdy, he tends to bounce back pretty big time.
He
When he
does.
has those rough games like that,
He
he's
does.
one of those guys that doesn't seem to let it really just
No, he
sulk
does.
on him. He doesn't really pout about it. He just kind of shows
No.
up,
Yeah.
does what
And-
he has
Yeah,
to
he
do.
definitely doesn't. He really stays very level-headed,
Yeah,
like
yep.
through the wins,
He's
through
a-
the losses, and that's what I really
Yep.
admire. Is like because I feel the same. I treat wagering the same way. You know, I stay very. I don't get excited about my wins, just like I don't feel bad about my losses. So
Yeah.
I think if you could keep like that level, like emotion, like then you're more focused on. You're more focused on like what you're actually doing in the moment to perform the
Yeah.
best you can.
Your skill set. and
He's
stuff. 'Cause I feel like
he's a-
sports betting is a lot like an NFL season with the peaks and valleys that happen. You're
Yep.
going to have ups and downs, good days and bad days. You got to be able
Exactly.
to focus on what you do best and know
Focus
that
on your
picks-
technique
Yeah,
and
and trust
refining your
yourself.
technique and refining your strategy to be better. Like if you lose a lot in a row, like refine your strategy instead of feeling bad
Yeah.
about yourself.
Because a lot of times people go on those losing streaks and they wind up second guessing themselves. You start changing winners and everything else. You're begging for a win right there. Just trust your gut, stick with it, and go with what you know because it's going to pan out and it'll even out over time. But yeah, there's a lot of peaks and valleys throughout the course of sports betting in general and an NFL season. And Brock Purdy's one of the best examples of a guy that can really just bounce back and take over and do what he's supposed to do.
I think he's one of those guys that he has. I have everything to gain. You know what I mean? I've got here when I was not supposed to be here, drafted as the last pick and everything else. And all of a sudden he's like, look, he's got to get paid eventually. Somebody's got to pick him up or he stays with the 49ers. I think he's done enough for that.
He's a lunch pail guy. He's a hard hat lunch pail, goes to work, just does his fucking job. And guess what? He was like that with the Cyclones when he was at Iowa State.
Yep,
We saw him 4 times. And every time you went up to Ames on a Thursday night is a fucking snake pit because Brock Purdy could go off, throw 5 fucking touchdown passes.
And not a selfish guy either, man. You asked him about CMC. He wants the MVP to go to him. Kyle Shanahan said he's got the perfect balance of like cockiness and humbleness. He doesn't get too hyped up, but he doesn't get too down on himself. Just stays even kill right there. I like Brock Purdy, man.
Yeah,
I like him too. But I really like what Will said here. Niners don't set a table that Purdy can't finish.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that. I like that.
That's right.
So do we think they win by 14 today?
I just think that spread is so big, but I know a lot of the pros in Vegas are leaning towards the Niners.
It just feels like the Commanders are really, they are limping to the end of this thing. Ron
They're
Rivera's
bad.
done. They're trying to let him just get to the end of it, be done with it.
He's starting Jacoby Brissett today, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I've seen that movie before too, and I know he came in he played decent in the second half of that thing last week, but I don't think it's this 49ers defense. You got a bad offensive line right there. Just allowed, at least in the top 3 most sacks this year. So
Chase
it's like
Young
I don't
revenge
know.
game.
Yeah, who is it? Tell me
Chase
this.
Young.
Oh yeah, see that's what I'm saying. He's gonna rip poor Jacoby Brissett's head off, man.
Oh my gosh, dude, that offensive line is worse than the Giants. You know what I mean, dude? That's saying
a lot, bro.
That's saying a lot, dude. That offensive line is worse than the Giants. That's saying way too much. So I feel bad for Brissett. That's the reason why probably Howell's not playing because if they're really thinking that that's their guy next year as well, they're like, all right, Brissett, get out there. We gotta protect the quarterback. It's got to start next year with whoever head coach is going to be.
Sam Howell was like, I had to practice against this guy for 2 years. I'm not letting him come at me with no whistle, no red jersey on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't have a red jersey on this time.
He's like, yo,
What's
stop.
that?
Stop.
Kylu leans over. You are right, Ari. Lots of money showing this morning on the Niners. So
Yeah,
smart
the
people
over's
out
still something I want to wait and watch for a little bit. I mean, it opened up 48.5 and it's sitting at 49 and a half. Yeah, 49 and a half. So I mean, this is something I'm still watching, waiting. I mean, it's a high total for sure, but I mean, could it happen? It could.
are they
I'm waiting and
Washington
watching.
to score points? Are they expecting Washington to score like 17, 20 points? I don't know.
That's a lot of points.
I think the 49ers could beat them like
I think-
42-10.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah, that
do.
could
I think the
definitely
49ers
happen.
are going to blow the doors off on this.
You
today.
don't
Like,
think that they're going to bench McCaffrey and everybody after?
No,
They
we gotta
haven't
play 'em
shown
right now, man.
that they'll do that this year. They've been playing him when they're up 20 points.
And
Yeah,
they're all
they have.
they're all still fighting for that number 1 seed, that bye
Yep.
week to get everybody right. So they got stuff to
Dude.
play for, man. They got to play
Yeah.
everybody today.
I hope they don't bench McCaffrey. I have him over 17 and a half rushing attempts.
And I think you're good there because I think they're going to get out to a lead early in this thing. They're going to have to run the football to shorten the game up down the stretch. And I think he's going to get over that number. I see him getting 20 plus carries today.
Yep. What about your Buccaneers? Your Buccaneers minus 2.5 with the division on the line. Saints
brother.
coming to town minus Marshawn Lattimore. Total is 42.5. This is a week I want to bet on the Buccaneers, so you probably don't.
Man, this feels like such a letdown spot for my Bucks. It really does. We've already gone to New Orleans this year where we traditionally play really bad. We whipped their ass. It's their worst loss of the year so far. Right there is when we went up to New Orleans and just spanked them. Everything points to the Buccaneers right here with everything to play for. And I've seen this movie so many times before. I'm so scared of this. Please tell me why the Bucks are going to win.
Hey, you sound like me, like with the Giants, but I'm going to go the opposite way. Just like you said, I'm putting some money on the Bucks. All right, just like you got to bet on the Giants today.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's make that shit work.
I like it. I
keep hoping that Vegas is going to take a stance on the Bucks, but it just hasn't happened yet. But
No,
I just can't bet the Saints. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm with you. Like I said, I think I'm just sacrificing right there. I'm willing to sacrifice my bet and all that for a Buccaneers win. I think that's what I'm going with. It's one of those gross 2.5s too that I don't like betting against the plus 2.5. I just don't. It's a weird thing.
You think Olavi is going to get crushed today?
I think he'll be all right.
I don't know. I think that guy's
from
a
a
punk.
personal
Man. I don't care
standpoint.
for him.
But
That
from a
Tampa
fantasy
defense-
standpoint,
Do what now?
from a fantasy standpoint,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you got better options than that guy, unless you're in like
Nate
an 8-man
Brown.
league or
Yeah,
something.
that's
I, mean,
true.
I think if you got that guy
Matt
and he's
Brown.
healthy, you almost got to play him, man.
Yeah, this Tampa pass defense is bad.
Yeah.
okay.
And so
No,
it's just
yeah.
like,
Oh,
the
And I
only thing
think
you don't
Derek
worry
Carr,
about Olave is him playing the whole game.
yep.
that's a problem. Derek Carr finally figured out that you got to throw him the football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, the guy's
Yeah,
talented. He's just kind of a punk, and maybe he's just
Yep.
kind of bitter because he's got terrible quarterbacks and has had his whole career
Yep.
in the NFL. But
he's like Pickens. He's bitter. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah.
He's not. He goes, I'm the man. I'm probably the best wide receiver in this locker room, and I'm not getting the.
and
the
they
targets,
sit
right?
and watch. Yeah, they watch teams like the Kansas City Chiefs
Yeah.
with Valdez
Yeah.
Scantling and stuff. They're like, God, just
Yeah.
put me in that offense,
Yeah,
please.
dude.
You got
He's
any
like, yeah.
storms down there in Tampa today, Elio?
Not Tampa. Tampa's like
looks
3.5.
beautiful.
It's 4 hours away.
Nice.
South Florida. This is Miami. Well, it's Fort Lauderdale. So no, man, no storms. It's actually, bro. It's like 58 degrees. When I woke up
Starting
this
to
morning,
sleep,
it was
bro.
actually 51.
It
So
looks
it's-
beautiful
it's-
behind you, bro.
It's
yeah,
yeah,
that looks nice.
This is
That's
the time of
cool
year.
for
Like,
Florida.
yeah, this is like this is what the time of year that everybody's down here because this weather. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like,
you got all the snowbirds down there this time.
oh
man.
my gosh, dude, I can't stand going to the supermarket or anywhere else. It's
I
insane.
bet, man.
Oh.
Florida
but
might
yeah.
as well be a northern state, bro.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
everybody. So it's funny. New Yorkers like myself who moved down here, we call it the sixth borough. You know, you got Brooklyn,
Yeah.
Staten Island, the Bronx, right, Manhattan, and I forget what the fifth one is.
Queens and Florida.
Queens and Florida, and then Queens, you got Florida because, dude, everybody's down here in Florida. It's now the whole state of Florida. It used to be like the Tri-County area, West Palm, Dade, and Broward. Now it's like all over Florida. It's the sixth
My
borough,
mom-
dude.
My mom's family's from Orlando area and stuff. My grandfather's from Wisconsin with you guys up there. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, he knows how it is. He got away from all that snow too, man. He hates it.
And I've been down here
Yeah, it's
19
a
years,
lot.
bro. It's gonna be 20, and I don't regret it at all, dude. It's
It's a lot. I was going to go to the studio this morning. I walked outside and there was an 1/8 inch of ice covering my entire car and everything around it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm like, this ain't good.
No.
This ain't good at all.
I don't miss the winters, bro. I don't miss winters at all. I was in
Mhm.
Philadelphia last January, and I'm like, the fuck, man. It wasn't that cold. You actually had 40-degree
not.
weather. It wasn't that
Philadelphia
cold.
hasn't snowed in almost like it's going on another year without
Yeah.
snow here
Yeah,
in
it took-
Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm out here, but it was raining, and I know how the rainy, gloomy, and 40-degree weather is like. Fuck, I'm depressed. And my kids
Oh,
are like,
yeah,
"Oh,
dude.
it's cold. It's cold." I'm like, "Yeah, guys, this is don't worry about it. There's a reason why."
Yeah,
Daddy
we
goes-
haven't seen the sun in 2 weeks
Yeah,
up here.
yeah. We went snow tubing. I mean, we drove like an hour and a half away, 2 hours somewhere, you know, and I think we snow tube and stuff like that, and it was great. And you're all fucking wet and shit. I'm like, all right, guys, let's go home. Let's go back to the hotel.
Mhm.
This is,
Yeah,
I've
y'all-
become
y'all
such a
need to-
softie when it comes to the cold, dude. It's not even
Oh, I
funny.
don't. Yeah. I don't-
Yep.
Y'all
The
can have
older
that.
you get.
No, hey, it's because I haven't lived around it in almost 20 years. And
I
yeah, there
I
is
don't
such a
ever wanna
thing.
live around it.
Desensitized.
I mean, it's crazy. They're covering the Poconos in a bunch of fake snow so people could go skiing. But
This is
I mean,
wild. This is
there's
wild.
no
this time of year.
snow
No.
in
No, there isn't.
in Philadelphia.
We've had
I mean, there's no
I think
snow.
4 inches of snow all year up here.
That's unheard of for y'all, man.
It's that
Yeah,
damn
we
global
usually get
warming,
it.
guys. All right, global fucking warming.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, where's the global warming tag in here? I know
All
somebody.
right, I'm
Going
gonna
out
put that out there. Global warming, motherfucker.
So what it is, what it's doing, because I track these trends for and I have been for 30 years in the
Polarized guys,
business, is we've switched a little bit. So now it just stays colder longer, right? So it's like the months are turning a little bit, where our winter's more like January, February, March instead of November, December, January.
And everybody thought Al Gore
I think it
was
changes every year, man. I mean, last year there was snow up the fucking ass, bro. I mean, everybody was getting snowed in left and right. All right, it was insane. And then this year, hey,
we're gonna get punched in the fucking face in February.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's coming, buddy. Yeah, you just let's be say y'all better be careful and appreciate those days because it's coming. They'll dump about 3 feet on you next week.
Oh yeah, it'll be here. The Tennessee Titans don't have to worry about snow in a climate-controlled environment, playing the Houston Texans. Texans -4 with C.J. Stroud returning. Total is 44. I think I'm going to bench Derrick Henry this week because I need to make up a lot of points, and I feel like there's going to be an 11-carry, 38-yard game. Cricket.
I like Derrick Henry's under on his rushing yards today. I do. I think it's sitting about 54.5 right now. They just don't run the ball on the road. They haven't all year long. For whatever reason, they abandoned that. And in a game that I feel like where C.J. Stroud comes back and they're going to be chasing, I don't feel like they're going to be able to run the ball much. It's not like they're going to get out to a lead and be able to try to shorten the game up. It's just not going to happen today. And I don't see Derrick Henry get. I think the Titans are another one that don't have anything to play for anymore at this point, man. And you
he does get the ball in the end zone. He has 11 touchdowns. You know,
you look at your anytime touchdown scored right there. They're going to give it to him anywhere inside the 10-yard line right there. I just don't think he's going to, like Eric said, probably 11 carries for about 34 yards or something. You know, averaging 3 yards a carry. He's just not been playing great. That offensive line's kind of decimated. They want to see what they're getting out of Tajay Spears because I think he is the future at running back for that franchise right there. So he's been getting a lot more volume lately. Maybe a guy you could look at his overs. Maybe they're probably not set too high right now. But Derrick Henry, I think I'm piling on his under in rushing yards today. I don't see him getting there unless he breaks a long one. I don't think he's doing it today.
No. As crazy as it may sound, right? He's having an off year. He's still like top 8 or 7 running back in the league.
I mean,
when it comes to total production.
You watch him and you feel like everybody talks about he's still doing that. I don't know. I just feel like I'm seeing him slip off a little bit, man.
No, I mean, but he still has 11 touchdowns. He's still is he close to 1,000 yards? I mean, he might break 1,000 yards rushing. I don't know.
He's still a freak, man. He's still a must start and all that stuff. It just feels like to me though, I haven't seen the dominance out of Derrick Henry. Usually Derrick Henry get better as the game goes along. If he gets 20 plus carries, he's usually over 150 because he just gets better as the game goes and the more touches he gets. But this year, I haven't really seen that guy.
No. And these Texans, this run defense is not what it was in years past. Since week 8, they're allowing a league best 2.7 yards per carry and 1.9 red zone fantasy points per game to running backs.
Hey, Derrick Henry's going to look good playing for the Texans or the Kansas City Chiefs or some other team next year that for him to win a baller. He's going to end up playing with a contender. I think he's going to pick and choose where he's going to go to.
Chiga Conquo might be a sneaky DFS tight end this week if Will Levis decides to throw him the ball.
That's a guy Will Levis has looked for a little bit.
Yeah, he's been finding him lately, just like last year. Okonkwo also. That's why I was so disappointed because I drafted Okonkwo. I thought he was going to be one of those tight ends that was going to break out this year because he ended the year so well. And again, he disappeared thanks to Ryan Tannehill and whatever other experiment the Titans were doing at quarterback. And then all of a sudden, the last 4 or 5 games, Levis has found a connection and has been definitely finding him a lot. So I got to look at the reception as over props. Also,
Ari, I usually like the Texans when they're getting points, not when they're giving points. Do you have an opinion on either side of this?
No. I mean, the spread, it opened at -4.5. It's sitting at -4 right now. So it's not going anywhere. The total, it opened up at 43. It's same at 44 right? On level 2 money. It's not going anywhere. I would keep my eye perhaps more on the total in this game if it keeps moving up. But right now, there's nothing really significant going on. I just, for my props, I like Noah Brown over 43.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, you could have that by halftime.
Yeah, but one catch.
That's a one catch situation for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see him catching a 50-yard touchdown pass today. Lock it in.
Yeah.
It's a winner, baby. It's a winner. Ari said
great
so.
Spot for a
Ari said so.
One of my rare overs.
That's right. Yeah. See, you shoot an over, it's a lock, bro.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
You just need to be in that seven unders versus 3 overs type range. That's where you want to be. At
That's
least
the ratio you want.
7
Yeah.
unders to 3 overs.
It sounds to me like that math is mathing.
Yep. Now the Steelers flying all the way across the country to Seattle, getting 4.5 against the Seahawks. 40 against this Mason Rudolph versus Drew Lock. Or is Geno Smith going to start today? I'm not sure. I'm going to check right now.
I need to know what the money's doing on this game. I can't figure this out. I've watched the line creep up a little bit. I think I love the Seahawks, but I don't know. The Steelers have been wanting to bite me this year. They might be on the no-bet list. No matter if I bet on them or against them, they tend to give me. What's the money doing in this one, Ari? A lot or nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I was gonna-
totally dead.
I don't think nobody's touching anything on this game.
Yep, Geno's playing today. Nobody
And
cares.
it's so gross. Geno versus Mason Rudolph right there. I mean, I screwed up last week betting against a guy named Rudolph on Christmas week. I knew better than that.
Yeah,
Mason
that
came
was
out
probably a
slinging
mistake.
it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he can do that 2 weeks in a row, man. Santa Claus done gone back home now.
He used to do that at Oklahoma State, but I'm thinking about a simpler time.
That was a different time,
Yep.
man.
That was a
What do you
That
think
was a
from
different
a winning standpoint? I don't care about betting here for this one because it's a disgusting game, but the Pittsburgh Steelers still have a shot to make the playoffs.
That's what
Yup.
the genius was saying earlier, man. All 4 of them AFC North teams got a chance to squeak in that
Yeah.
play. You know, it's got to go like perfect
Yeah.
the rest of the way, but it's actually
Exactly.
not as outside the realm as you'd think.
No. I mean, they have to win. Because if you win, you know, you're going on
Yeah.
the right track. But Bengals have to lose. You can need help from the Colts and the Texans. But at the end of the day, they're alive. They're alive, just like the Bengals are still alive to be that third team in the from the AFC, which is
Man, we
wild.
got,
all kinds of things could happen. The Browns could get
Yeah.
the 1 seed.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mike Tomlin's 500 record on the line.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I mean,
because he's
shoot,
got
you could-
Baltimore next week, so he needs this one.
It's
And
crazy.
he
'cause
might get Baltimore if they win today. He might get Baltimore with the JV team playing. So
the
Mm.
Colts and the Texans can actually make the playoffs and knock out the Jags. I mean, there's so many scenarios that I didn't expect this time of year being this close. And teams like the Colts and the teams like the Colts and the Texans, if you would have said that at the beginning of the year, they will be alive. All right, for the playoffs, you would have been like, nah, get out of here, bro. I mean, would you would have betted that, Ari? If they told you that if the Colts and the Texans were going to be alive to even potentially to win the division.
I would have thought about it a bit. I mean that.
You would have like laid some money on it.
But I don't know. Still, I don't really bet like looking too far ahead in the
Futures.
season, honestly,
you don't like
because
those
I
futures?
like. Yeah, I like to kind of see how Vegas reacts and how things shake out that way.
yeah, I
That's
actually
why
put
she has a 37%
Ari
ROI, bro.
is not in here gambling. If you guys haven't noticed,
She's in
not
here winning.
gambling. She's just in here to win.
That's right. That's right. I got a little ticket on those Colts at plus 550 a few weeks ago to win that division.
did you really?
I was
Nice.
like, man, that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent,
No,
right
it's nuts, man. I mean, I would tell you, dude, start smoking the crack, bro. That's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? If you told me
there.
that,
I don't think it's gonna happen, man. But it's
Yeah.
a good sweat. At least I got a sweat. That's all we can
it
ever
is.
ask for.
It
a
is,
sweat.
man. It's like no, it's like if you told me that at the beginning of the season, I'm like, nah, forget about it, man. You know, it's
Yeah, right.
that's wild, man. I mean, but that's a credit to great coaching. I think really having the opportunity to like, look, the Colts, like Gardner Minshew comes in after their draft pick gets injured, and they still staying afloat. What the job D'Amico Ryan with CJ Stroud has done with the Texans has been remarkable, man. I mean, it's like
Absolutely, bro. I don't see how you can be considering anybody else for coach of the year except D'Amico Ryan. Right
dude,
now.
Kevin Stefanski.
Stefanski has put his
I mean,
name on the hat.
I like Stefanski, but I feel
Stefanski,
like, we kind of
Stefanski.
expected the Browns to come into this thing and be a contender, though.
Yeah, but
Everybody
not
was
after-
looking at the Browns being a contender. The Texans was on nobody's radar, man. You did that with a bunch of rookies,
Yeah.
first-year head coach, and a franchise that hasn't been a winner historically and all that.
No,
I just
hey,
think the job D'Amico Ryans has done. has been incredible.
absolutely. But unfortunately, when Chubb went down, Massage Boy went down,
This is
and
true.
then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying?
Njoku
he
fell into a fire.
exactly. He goes
Yeah,
through
and still
four.
played like the warrior that he is.
Yeah.
2 days later, I love that guy.
He went through an XFL quarterback, some guy named DTS and nobody knew about. And then all of a sudden he comes, Joe Flacco steps out of his retirement 55 and over community, and it's playing like the best football the Browns have seen from a quarterback since Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? Because Deshaun Watson, it's not it.
He ain't the guy.
No,
Nope.
he ain't it. He's the guy with all the guaranteed money, but he ain't the guy to take him to the promised land.
He fucking
And
done
that-
the bank robbery.
Yeah.
That was a bank robbery.
That locker room would have been
biggest
so
robbery, yeah.
easy to lose and let it get
Yep.
off the rails and become a
This is
complete
true.
disaster. And
It was.
has
It
not
was.
happened.
I think
It's a-
that's why.
It's a Tomlin-esque effort.
Yeah.
keeping
Might
it
not go to
together.
D'Amico all year long. I've been saying it. But man, Stefanski has come up strong and put his name in that hat. Like
You know,
the last
I'm with
5
y'all, man.
weeks.
All those points y'all just made for Stefanski, you're right, man. All the different locker room stuff, the way you're able to keep that together, especially with the Cleveland Browns.
Oh my gosh,
with
dude, with
everything
that
that
fan
like
base.
you expect the bad things to happen.
The
Yeah.
bad
You can
people,
hold it all
they
together.
Bro.
They wear bags on their heads. Like that's
Yeah.
who we're talking
They did
about.
for like most
The
of my
mistake-
childhood, man.
The
Yeah.
mistake by the lake.
And it was like, I mean,
Cleveland.
I couldn't believe they even brought the Browns back, you know, when they got rid of them for a few years there. And it was like, wait, why do you even bring this franchise back? And those
I mean-
fans, you got to give it to those fans, bro. That's some of the best fans in sports because those people have been through
Yep.
some shit and they're there with
And-
their shirts off every game.
Yeah.
And my God, dude, they just fuck draft pick after fuck draft
Yep.
pick after it. I mean, it's a list. It's not like a couple years in a row. We're talking about decades of just
Dude,
fucking your fans in the ass.
Those fans
And
have
they
been getting
still love them.
Yeah, those fans have been getting fucked harder than the southern border, bro. I'm telling you right now,
Yes,
dude. There's been
it's
so much
bad,
traffic going
yeah.
in those fans
Yeah.
rear end than the southern border, dude. I'll tell you that right now, dude. It's insane.
And they keep showing up every week out there in the cold, man, acting a fool. I'm
Yeah.
pulling for the
Yeah.
Browns, man. I'm feeling
Yeah.
And
myself.
Rudy-
Yeah. They deserve that moment when Baker Mayfield unlocked all the beer coolers or whatever.
That's true.
They deserve that shit.
And when they made the
Greg's
playoffs
back.
and they won, you know,
Nice.
they beat. I mean,
Give me
they're
a
mostly
push
married
for
to their
the Browns
cousins, but you
Super
know,
Bowl,
it is what
man.
it is.
There's your ultimate grudge match, Baker Mayfield in the Super Bowl against the Browns.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, that
Look,
would be
I
fantastic.
that's why I'm rooting for the Bucks because I want, you know, that's another fucking guy that got screwed by the Browns. You know what I mean, dude? Another stupid decision, you know. And honestly, I'm pulling for Baker as much as because you know I didn't like Baker at the beginning because he was, you know, he was a little bit of a, you know, mouthy, cocky motherfucker, and he didn't deserve to be the number one pick either. But look,
He's had his dose of humble pie, though, man.
Yeah,
It's-
he has.
The Browns made a lot of fucking Make-A-Wish kids fucking
Yeah.
dreams come true. That should have never fucking happened.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like,
true.
Ever.
Absolutely.
I don't know
Browns
if they
being
track
Browns.
these things, but I would be willing to bet the Cleveland Browns, if they make the playoffs, will be making the playoffs with the most money on the bench or IR of
Oh
any
my
team
gosh,
ever.
that's a good way to look at it.
Well, hell, they probably got the most with just Massage Boy over
Yeah,
there.
that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $230 million just hanging out.
Just sitting there, man. I mean,
Just
guaranteed
hanging
money. That
out.
shit ain't going anywhere, bro. That's going. The
No.
only guarantee that money has is going into his bank account. I mean,
If
it's
these
guaranteed.
I bet you have to go to the MLB, like to the Padres, to get to the number there that's on the IR.
Dude,
It's not in the
100
NFL.
To a sport
Yeah,
with
that's
no
true.
salary cap there.
Yeah.
I mean,
If these franchises
Deshaun-
don't learn to where they
Yeah.
can stop guaranteeing all this money, these dudes have no incentive to go out there and put their bodies on the line. If you're giving me all that money, why do I care?
dude,
Yeah.
that guaranteed money is the Otani money of the NFL. You know what I'm saying, dude? If you look at it in that way, not from the
But the
standpoint of the amount.
NFL and baseball are so fucking different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the baseball, you can go out and play games, right? You do get sore and shit, but football, you're
No,
in
dude.
fucking 17 train
Yeah.
wrecks a game, dude.
You
No,
know,
it's-
you
yeah.
get a lot fewer season-ending injuries in baseball and
Yes.
stuff like that. You don't, you
Yeah.
can't go out and literally have your career ended. Usually,
go
I mean,
watch-
it happens,
Watch
but you
those
don't see it a lot.
motherfuckers today. Turn on the TV today and watch these guys getting these fucking car wrecks all
No, it
day
is.
long.
It is.
Every
It's
fucking
a
Yeah.
complete game.
These
That's
guys
why.
are these are the biggest, strongest, most athletic men on the planet, hitting each other at speeds that it's fucking If the money's
With-
guaranteed, why do you do that?
Yeah, with bad intentions, bro. There ain't
Yeah.
nothing guaranteed in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Put it this way, right?
I mean-
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean the Yankees though last season. That was
Garbage.
I know.
Yeah, too
I-
many
Yankees and the Mets.
injuries.
I mean, but like
That
he
was
said,
just-
that
That
fucking
was
Yankees.
so unexpected. I mean, they really did not do well.
But hey Ari, the Padres almost a $500 million payroll, basically bankrupted their franchise with a bunch of fucks.
And
And
look
we
we
at
just-
the
just
Mets.
got on the AR with a bunch Machado, all those dudes.
We just took one of those fucks. The Yankees just took one of those fucks and won
Who?
Soto. The Yankees just remember a couple
Soto's
months
all
ago.
right, but Machado is a fucking locker room killer.
But
Yeah.
the,
Anyway,
the
I
Mets
don't-
are going to
I
have the
didn't mean to
I
record.
mean, I just can't believe after the last season that the Yankees are making their locker room even cushier and putting in like sleep areas and
They got to get rid of
like-
Brian Cashman, dude. That
Fucking
The
guy.
old
Cashman,
man
dude.
died.
Oh
The
gosh,
old
dude.
man died.
Listen, dude, don't get me started on Cashman, man. I go out the Cashman and the Steinbrenner kids.
Yeah.
All four of them together, they don't make one
Yep.
George Steinbrenner, bro. That's just the bottom line. When the boss was there,
It's fucking
shit happens.
Hey, it's generational, right? Your first generation,
Yeah.
the guy who makes it, he's a fucking workaholic. He's a no bullshit.
Yeah.
Then the next generation is kind of la di da, and then by the third, we're wrapping fucking Lamborghinis around. Fucking
Nobody's worked in 100 years. And
Yeah.
nobody- yeah.
And there's no reason
that's
to want to
the
work.
fucking-
I don't
that's
have
what
to work.
happened.
I've got all the money. Like
Yeah,
the Mets
we're-
are going to set a record for the highest paid luxury tax this year, and they were 25 games under 500 or something.
Awful.
Oh,
Awful.
Ari, I have to ask you about this Bengals Chiefs game. 'Cause
Okay.
it just went to 7. Now it's Chiefs -7.
Oh,
And I
really?
thought I liked the Bengals.
I did
the
too.
total is
Damn it.
46. Why is it 7? Where is the money flowing on this game?
Well, this is really interesting. It opened up at Kansas City -3.5, and
Whoa.
then it pushed out to, like you said, -7 right now. And there is level 2 money on the Bengals earlier in the week. It has kind of since then disappeared. So, I mean, to me, this is a huge move by Las Vegas to move it 4 points on the spread early in the week. So, I mean, I didn't like how earlier today it pushed back from -7 to -6.5, but since you said it's back at -7 now, I think the Vegas pros are. I mean, Vegas
Chuck says they're
itself is
hiding
making
from the
him.
Bengals.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, Vegas itself is definitely
book.
taking a position here on the Chiefs. And even the under is also tracking. It's weaker, but it's tracking. It opened up at 50.5. There was a level 2 money on the over when it went to 44.5. And now it's up 43.5. No money. Under is tracking, but you know, like I said, you know, it's slowly creeping downwards. I would say keep your eye on this, but the Chiefs, I think this is the play here because this was a huge move by Las Vegas with Joe money. I mean, really, all the money was Joe money on the Bengals here earlier on. So Vegas is taking a position here. They want more Joes to play the Bengals, and I do like Mixon over 44.5 rushing yards and Mahomes over 20.5 rushing yards.
Hey, those are two overs
like
right
it.
there, man. Lock those in.
So,
All right.
so we should look at the Chiefs here. You're saying that
Absolutely.
you're saying fuck the money. The book is telling you the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Not the
just-
pros, but the actual book itself.
yeah, the sports book,
Well, trust the
absolutely.
fucking
I mean,
sports book. They do know.
four
If not, they'll
points.
make a phone call.
4 points on the spread. I mean, you have to look at also like what the number is. Sometimes moves on the spread, like it have more significance than others. And moving it from -3.5, huge correction to -7.5. That's Vegas absolutely taking a position here.
They know.
Hmm.
If they don't know, they'll make a phone call and they'll know in a minute.
Yeah, and they
Or
and
the
they
Chiefs
like
will know, the refs will know, the terrorist, ISIS.
I mean, and they like Joes to come
Hamas.
in. They want the squares to lose. I mean, that's the truth about the sports.
That's how they pay the bills.
Yeah,
light
I mean,
bill.
they don't
Big
build
light bill.
multi-billion-dollar casinos
Yeah.
without a single loan taken out of the bank with you know,
Mhm.
by not making profits
Exactly.
in their sports books.
Yeah, Craig, if possible, you want a quarterback who can run around a little bit because you're getting 1 point for 10 rushing yards and it takes 25 passing yards to get the same point.
And the rushing
What?
touchdown, it's higher too than it is for a passing
Yeah.
touchdown. So that's why you definitely, when it comes to fantasy, you want that running guy.
Yeah,
running
Jalen
QB.
Hurts had 86 and 2 touchdowns on the ground the other week. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that'll win the week
Yep.
for you.
I mean, Jalen Hurts, what is his total touchdowns? And I think like 15 of them are all rushing touchdowns or 17, something crazy like that. It's insane. Half of his freaking touchdowns are rushing.
3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16?
16. Look at that. I think
Holy
it's about half, right? Half of them are rushing touchdowns of his total touchdowns.
He's got 4 games where he had 2 rushing touchdowns.
The
this
dude is
year.
an animal. He's an anytime touchdown machine. That's why the damn returns are so high.
Yep. Panthers and Chiefs are the Vegas stances today. That is what it seems like. Having talked through this, well, most of this board, we still have the 2 Sunday nighters. Chargers at Broncos and Packers at Vikings. Oh, it's not a Sunday night. Chargers Broncos is 325. My bad.
Yeah,
Denver minus 3.5 at home. 38 is the total. Jared Stidham prove it game. This is Sean Payton's guy. He's been talking about Jared Stidham since before the season. I think he's got a scripted 15 that's going to score a touchdown, and he's got a game plan, and he knows this is the opponent for it. I think this is a Jared Stidham week.
Didn't he light it up last year when he started that one game or two or something like that? He had a pretty good game. I think so.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Over 300.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah, I think he can get it done against this
Yeah.
Chargers defense. No Keenan Allen, nobody you've heard of, really, except Eckler.
Yeah.
I think playing for the Chargers today. They don't give a shit. They want their coach has been fired. They probably want some more changes in the organization. I don't know. Is anybody doing anything with this game, Ari?
I think Vegas is favoring the Chargers here a little bit because it opened at -6.5 on the Broncos, and it quickly made a readjustment to -3.5. So I mean, it's the Broncos are losing points on the spread here, so the line is readjusting. It seems like it's going towards the Chargers. So I would say keep your eye on this. Absolutely, keep your eye on this game. Meanwhile, the total hasn't really done anything. It opened up at 37.5. It went all the way up to 39.5 with level 3 money going under. Then it moved down to 36.5 with level 2 money. I mean, it opened up at 37.5 and now it's sitting at 36.5. To me, this says Las Vegas isn't making any real major adjustments here, and they think that the total is tight. They set the line on this total, and they believe that the number that they set is tight.
I feel like that when you're getting beat by a hook one way or the other. No matter which way
Yep.
you bet right there.
Hey, I was going to say, Cricket, is that one of your under totals there? 37, one of those
This one's-
shitty, or you don't like to touch it?
It's doing weird stuff. Like she
Yeah.
said, opened up 37.5, went up to 39. Now it went back down to 30. It was at 37 I saw earlier. Now it's back up to 37.5. It's doing weird stuff. And I think it's probably, you just hope you pick the right side if you're betting the total on that one, because I feel like somebody's getting beat by a hook right there.
Gotcha.
I would be a little suspicious about Sutton next year because they're moving on from Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson is the only guy Sutton's really performed with. But he's made a lot of circus catches and scored a lot of touchdowns this year. He's a number 1 wide receiver for sure. But I'd say if you get an awesome trade offer for him in Dynasty, that would be something to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sutton was at one point this season, was it like 5 straight games, 6 straight game? I mean, you could just stamp the guarantee that anytime touchdown. You know what I mean? Because he was just on fire. He could go like 2 receptions and go over like 75 yards because one of them was a touchdown. He was just on fire for a moment there.
Vegas took a bath with the Broncos. Same with Philly, but they forgave the Eagles and killed the Broncos off. All kinds of rumblings over there.
Yeah, Russell. What do you think Russell's going to be next year?
Atlanta is my guess.
That's a good guess.
Oh,
Let's see.
man.
Listen,
Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson, the 2 least likable guys in the league, possibly.
And Atlanta.
I already hate the Falcons. Don't do that.
Atlanta has players, man. I think Russell still. If Russell produces, look at his production this year, right? 26 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions. You put him in Atlanta, and Atlanta's running away with the division this year.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong to say that, Cricket? I know it's putting your bucks down, but I think Atlanta might be winning the division. That's how bad that division is.
Oh, God.
Production
Whoever wins that division is going to be gross. Somebody's getting thumped by the Cowboys in the first round. I know that much.
Oh, absolutely. You know who I hate? Yep. You know what team needs to really worried about facing in the playoffs to make it? It's the Rams. I'm telling you, man, fucking Rams are gonna piss them.
I tell you, bro, I put a little plus 7,500 ticket in on them months ago. I got a sweat anyway.
Yeah, there you are. Absolutely. That team is gonna be healthy at the right time. That defense is getting healthy. It's really good now. I mean, it's just I
love Sean McVay.
They've all been there before.
It reminds me of the Giants Super Bowls. Right?
What you said, it's one of them weird teams that kind of rights the ship midway through, figures it out, gets healthy, has a lot of guys that have been in that spot before with a few young guys mixed in. It's a pretty potent team. Like you said, that is not the team you want to face going into that wild card weekend.
That's a dark horse. Piss some people off.
I like it.
Yep. Lowest payroll. They are doing the most with the least money for sure.
Golly, maybe a Sean McVay coach of the year, man.
He might get a nod.
Yeah.
Put him in the conversation. Yeah, man.
A couple votes anyway.
A shitload of injuries, and he still worked through them.
Yeah, let's get him a couple votes anyway. And then up here we are. We're waiting all day for Sunday night. Packers at Vikings in the pussy-ass bank building because they won't play outside. Vikings lane 1, I guess, because they're at home and Justin Jefferson is playing. The total is 43. We will not have Jair Alexander for this game because he's been suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. I don't know if you guys know, but
he's an
idiot from Charlotte. So the fact that he's from Charlotte entitles him to name himself team captain when he was not named team captain by a coach or anybody else just because they're playing the Panthers. He went out there and called the coin toss and then said, we want to be on defense. The ref could have absolutely screwed him and given the Panthers the ball to start the game and after half.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. You don't think at any point in time the week leading up to the game you could have mentioned to Matt LaFleur, hey, man, I'm from Charlotte. Would you care if I walked out there with those guys, just kind of give a nod to the hometown crew and stuff?
Yeah.
You couldn't have mentioned that at any point in time up before kickoff to where you just walked out and completely screwed this thing up. And you got lucky that the ref didn't want to really screw you over, and he'd already talked to your head coach before the game. The head coach said, hey, if we win, I want to defer. How do you not know how to call a coin toss? This guy's never been a captain at any point in football in his life.
All right, what does it look like with this game? Because I'm going to give you my take, and most likely I'm wrong. Vikings and the over. I mean, not Vikings, Packers and the over. Is that what it looks like?
It's dead. Vegas is not moving it any kind of way, and the money, I mean, it opened up at 43.5. It started pushing over on level 5 money. It moved up to 46.5. It's, like you said, back down to 43.5 on level 3 money. I think Vegas thinks that their lines are tight here, and they haven't really, I mean, even though they budged initially, the total isn't really going anywhere from where it opened up.
This is one of those weird games.
All right, Packer boys over there, Miss Wisconsin's. Come on, man.
Yeah, we didn't know
KJ Osborne. Get you some KJ Osborne in the showdown slate.
This is a weird game where both teams have everything to play for, but absolutely nothing at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you could do everything you need to do and still be on the outside looking in.
Yep.
But you got to go out there and try to play your A game. So it's just a weird game right here. I think I like the Packers, man. I do.
Me too.
How do my Packers fans feel? Because this will let me know what.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking over there, man. What do you guys?
Go.
I think
the Packers are the greatest team that's ever graced an NFL.
Bet the Vikings.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Boy, that Vikings defense is good, though.
Hey, you said that.
Love some trouble.
Last time you said that, you lost to the Giants.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's why I totally base my Packers predictions on what you guys say. If you guys hate them, I'm all over the Packers. If you guys love them, I'm like, oh, I got to go the other way.
Last time you said that shit, Tommy Cutlass went out there and fucking fillet him. So.
Yep. Jordan Love has shown an ability to bounce back, so I think we'll learn a lot about him today.
I like that guy, man.
Yeah, he's got to join Aaron Rodgers out of his dark hole in know whatever fucking South America.
I think y'all got your quarterback, man. That guy's a football player. He's gonna be good, as long barring God forbid any kind of bad injury or anything like that. That guy's good, man. He's a football player.
I think he has proven himself that he deserves a start. I don't know if I'm sold as the next savior, but I think he is a starter in the NFL.
I watched a lot of disgusting quarterbacks play the rest of this year.
Your boy Love.
Oh yeah, greatest quarterback to ever live. Hall of Fame first ballot.
There we go.
Talk about peaks and valleys, man. Chris's support of Jordan Love has been all over the radar this year.
One extreme to the other, yeah.
There's no in between.
Hey, I will tell you though, on a real level, they're young, but Dobbs, this whole team, they're not bad.
No,
y'all the youngest roster in the league, right?
Yep. They like average age of like 25 or something like that, or even less.
Yep. Once we got that 47-year-old quarterback out of here, it really lowered the average.
It really did. It really brought that thing down.
Changed the curve a little bit.
You guys get that ancient running back out of there, it'll plummet.
I'll tell you that
both guys are gonna be gone, dude.
Yeah, they'll be. they'll get better. But
I think you're
gotta
definitely in a
make
good
some
spot
moves.
for the next few years, man. I don't think a lot of people expect you to get this many wins out of a squad this young, right here with so many guys coming in their first real shot at going out there and being the guy.
And that's with Watson being hurt most of the
direction.
year. That's with Watson being hurt most of the year. That's why it's
and that dude's a stud, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the couple days a year when he's fully healthy, he's really good at football. You got to catch him. You got to hope it's on a Sunday.
He might be the next Keenan Allen, man.
Yeah, just true. Or Mike Williams.
Yeah. One of those. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Hopefully not like a Jameson Williams.
Yeah,
like Jameson Williams caught that ball last night and then he was done. Like that's a classic Lamborghini.
I think that guy's going to be good, man. I think a lot of people are selling that guy short. You got to remember, he hadn't had a season yet where he came in, coming off the ACL in the rookie season where he tore the national championship game. And then this year had to come in with the gambling stuff. That guy hadn't had a full off season yet where he can just focus on football.
I know.
I think the jury's not out on Jameson Williams yet, man. I think that guy's still going to be good.
Not yet. The problem there is a focus. You know what I mean? He ain't focusing on the right shit.
Maybe if he finally gets an off season where he can focus on just football, I just get to come in. I don't have to worry about being healthy. I quit gambling on sports because they told me I couldn't. Just focus on football. I think the guy could be a player, man. I really do.
Oh, no.
He's got all the skill set.
He does have the talent. He does have the skill set, man. But usually when these guys this young kind of show their cards this quickly, right? Judgment-wise, it's never turned out well. How many players like that have?
But let's talk about that. How bad did he really screw up? Betting $25 parlay.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to make it look like it's a lot worse than it was. It's not like he was snorting cocaine off of hookers, I'm just saying.
He was betting off of them this time.
Which is actually a lesser crime.
He was betting off of them this time, is what he was,
That's fair. I just think the gambling stuff, man. If these guys are betting $20 parlays on NBA games, it shouldn't matter.
That guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
No, I was kidding.
Exactly. All right. We're at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah,
We've
man.
talked about every single football game. This is the part where we ask Ari what the favorite wagers are today.
Ooh.
Okay. So how about I just run down my props and then I'll go into my favorite. How about that?
Perfect.
My favorite is the same as my underdog favorite too, which you already know is Carolina. But okay, I like Noah Brown. In a Titans versus Texans game, I like Noah Brown over 43.5 receiving yards. In a Patriots versus Bills game, I like Devontae Parker under 3.5 receptions and Bailey Zappi under 32.5 passing completions. In the Rams versus Giants game, I like Barkley over 2.5 receptions and over 15.5 rushing attempts. And I like Waller over 3.5 receptions.
Then I won't look at the other tight ends there. Bellinger. I'm on Waller. All right.
Now, in the Niners versus Commanders game, I like McCaffrey over 17.5 rushing attempts. In the Cardinals versus Eagles game, I like Hurts under 36.5 passing completions and George under 31.5 rushing and receiving yards. Okay, now Carolina Panthers versus Jacksonville Jaguars game. You guys already know that Carolina is my best bet and favorite underdog today. I like them at +4. Just because this is absolutely favoring the Panthers, and Vegas quickly switched that from -7.5 to -4 on the Jags. It's going to Panthers. Vegas books are pushing it towards them, so that's interesting. I like that. I like Hubbard over 65.5 rushing yards, and I like Thielen over 42.5 rushing and receiving yards.
All right.
And moving down to the Bengals versus Chiefs game. Like I said, the Chiefs are tracking right now. There is, Las Vegas. They moved the spread from -3.5, where it was at the opening, all the way out to -6.5. Is it at -7 now? I don't know. I think you said it was at -7 now. Yeah, -7. That's it. That's a huge move by Vegas, favoring Kansas City. So I really like that. The under is also weekly tracking. So I'd keep your eye on that. I like Mixon over 44.5 rushing yards, Mahomes over 20 and a half rushing yards. And that's all I got. Unless we talk about college football, I mean, I kind of like Michigan just because the NCAA hates them, and I'm not a fan of the NCAA, but I'm not actually betting. It's just throwing it out there.
Gives us like 15 props. He's like, that's all though. No, I think we're good.
13 Baker's dozen.
Yeah.
That's all.
Now, where can people find you and sign up for the mailing list?
Absolutely. arielcalista.com, arielcalista.com. Add your email to the Stay in Touch box. And feel free to reach out. Send me a message if you want custom t-shirts. Feel free to reach out to me for that too. And of course, I have so much info in my free daily emails where I go in-depth analysis in college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL sometimes, and of course, NFL. Really in-depth analysis. Picture of me. I've been using my AI magic camera to talk about games. It's had some really fun photos that I've had in there, like Bill Belichick looking like the Grinch. So that was a fun email. So make sure to sign up for my emails. They'll absolutely give you a laugh. They're funny, but there's so much information on
Really
there
informative
about where the pro money is showing up, where the Joe money is showing up, and how you could bet with the books and achieve 37% ROIs like I do.
There you go.
Boom. Piece of cake. Just listen to Ari. Cricket, where can people find you?
Oh, come check us out over at sportspicks.locals.com for the greatest value in sports handicapping. We've got a promo going on right now through the end of the day today, actually. You can get your first month entirely free by using the promo code CRICKET2. That's cricket with 2 T's and the number 2. And you can get half off your annual subscription by using the promo code CHRISTMAS2. We got the great Robert Barnes making the official picks. Now 10-0 on his big 5% plays this year. He's got a couple out for the college football playoff tomorrow. Get over there and check us out, man. Sportspicks.locals.com, where we turn the odds in your favor.
Nailed it. Elio, what are you up to? Where can people find you on the
man.
Sport Talk Network?
Fastest way and probably the only way is Twitter. Check out Twitter is average Joe Joe's Talk underscore Joe's Talk on Twitter. Hit the link in the bio to my link tree, and you can find where my podcast is published. YouTube, Rumble. I also have it on audio on the other platforms as well. Last night we had a banger, me and Jim, for about 3 hours. It was a little bit wild in Cigars and Sports. Check that out. So
good times. And while you're here, make sure you're subscribed so you'll catch us here next week. Best of luck with your championships if you're in one, and all your wagers. And we will see you right back here next week. Till then, be nice. Chris, the outro music, please. Where is it? It's in branding. I'm not
Appreciate
good at
that, Chuck. Appreciate that.